Being without you has me craving over loving you has me dazing. You light me up, your lips take me in. Addicting drug, you're my bad habit. I find it never lasts unless I'm with you. You're the feeling that I want, can't feel it without you. It's a game that I always lose. I'd rather lose as long it's with you. You light me up, your lips take me in. Addicting drug, you're my bad habit. It's a feeling that I can't overcome. A little hazy from your love. Now I'm feeling buzzed.
I've been thinking about it daily, I'm an addict and it feels so bad, but it's good at the same time. Think it like my favorite drug, favorite word, favorite song, favorite horn, get a beat to my damn rhymes. I don't know if you know, when I'm with you, I be gone, Look, and you're like a bad habit that I can't shake. Another pill that I know that I shouldn't take. Steady doing when I know that we need a break. But for what, when I know that it's too late. When I know I can't have it and it's tragic, but it feels like magic. God damn, and it feels so good. I guess I'm an addict for your love and a fool for you. Cause girl, you're like my damn drug.
It's a game that I always lose. I'd rather lose as long it's with you. You light me up, your lips take me in. Addicting drug, you're my bad habit.
Well. If it isn't Mr. On a live every day of the week, every minute of the hour, never sleeps, freaking vampire. What's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. I'm real good. I was just on with Terry and watched him eat. I mean, I got a lot of questions for you.
Oh, yeah. I've had a lot of questions this week. I've got people asking, man, where you at?
But he, man. He ate a couple of things that were okay, but he ate one thing that I seriously think I was gonna get sick. I had to take myself off the stream, man, and I had to put him up there. But I'll let him talk about about that. But it was fun because we had a lot of people in there in the chat, and we were talking about stuff. And the first question I got for you, all right, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm just going to ask you: Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Sorry, that just kind of made me choke. Everybody, the fact that this guy even said In and Out, he doesn't even belong on the show, bro. We already know it's Whataburger, man. Yeah, man. Actually, I just swallowed down wrong pipe there. Just as you asked me that, I started choking. So Whataburger
Poor
is.
guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, how would you even put those two in the same sentence? Actually, they opened up an In and Out here. I mean, they're kind of all over Texas already, I guess, because people from California. It's a California thing, and they're in Texas and they're coming from California, and they finally opened up one here in the Woodlands area. And I mean, it took forever. I mean, they just drug it out, coming soon, and it looks like a Sonic to me, kind of like they really couldn't finish the sign, if you will. It's like a Sonic, but I finally just, I'm like, I'll try it. I like burgers, shoot, and so I remember pulling in that thing. It was a line. Probably took me 30 minutes to even get to my order, and I was not impressed at all, man, at all.
What's
the
that
burger,
for?
the In and Out. The burger was
yeah.
really small. It tasted like it was ketchup and mayonnaise as far as the sauce. I think those were onions in them. I don't know if it was onions or relish, but it was pretty gross. I mean, the texture wasn't good. I just wasn't impressed. And the large fries, I think, was about this big right here.
Yeah.
This was the package for fries right here.
Oh, my God.
They were kind of sticking out,
Hey,
I
guys.
just wasn't impressed.
I need
But
to
what-
apologize. Right before we came on, the transformer in my backyard blew up, and so I have no power in my house. I'm using my mobile hotspot.
What?
My phone
It's
is
crazy.
Dude, you're.
So
It,
you
you
can
need
kind
to
of see
turn
me a
your
little
camera
bit.
off. You need to turn your camera. It's creepy as hell, dude.
Well,
So,
that's what happens when you go against everything in the universe and put peanut butter on the crap you ate today. That's all I'm
oh,
saying.
but so my phone's only at 36%.
The peanut butter
so-
gods were like, shut them down
Maybe so,
now.
But I'm here.
Well, I appreciate you
have
jumping on, bud.
power, so there you go, man. When my phone dies, I'll be off. Okay.
All right, buddy.
What's up, Oliver? You know what? Checkers is actually pretty good, man. I think I've been to a
Checkers?
Checkers.
Is
Yeah.
checkers the same thing as rallies? Is that the same thing, or is that totally different?
No, I mean they're a burger
Weird.
joint. Right, Terry. They have a couple over here in Texas, right? I think.
Yeah,
I've seen
they've
one.
got one by my house. Well, by my work. Yeah, Checkers are good though. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been to those. Are actually pretty good. Those are actually pretty good.
way better than the White Castle and that thing for sure.
White Castle. I've only ever heard of White Castle because of the damn movie that came out years ago in the 90s.
Or
Well,
Beastie
I-
Boys, right?
Yeah, or Beastie
Yeah,
Boys. Yeah.
I didn't know that Crystal was like White Castle. I lived in the South
Same
for a while
basic
before
thing,
I
yep.
figured that out.
Yeah. What's up, Terra 10? I can't even see your name, bro.
Tartan Madman.
Tarvin Madman, Crypto Lifestyle. Hey man, it's 1:30 over there. Well, I appreciate you tuning in. I'll try to make it interesting for you, very interesting. I'm not gonna eat anything. Terry did that earlier, but hope you're doing well, bud. Hopefully we
Yeah.
can put you well,
Thanks
maybe
for
we can put
tuning
you to
in.
sleep. Pretty good at doing that sometimes.
Take a good nap, right? There you go.
Good.
I just want to
Checkers
thank everybody
Thursday.
for jumping on that's actually catching us live tonight. I haven't been on for a few days. A bit under the weather. I think I'm getting better. And nonetheless, I love the community, man. I just because I haven't been on live, I'm watching all of them, of course. I see what's going on. I'm in the Discords. My energy levels are back up, and then of course I picked up a new client.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
What?
I just read something, and if you read this first and then go look at it, you really think it's true, dude. Watch this. Read this.
Oh, what's up, Plan B? It says, why does
Read it.
Oliver's profile remind me of Tom from
Now
MySpace?
go look at Oliver's picture, man.
That's a headshot, Oliver. That's a headshot, bro. That's a headshot. We're supposed to be getting. No, but Oliver's got that freaking smile, dude. You can see that dude a mile away. He's got an amazing smile. The dude's always smiling, but we're supposed to be getting some headshots. When I be getting one like that, man, that's pretty funny
But
though.
you know what? That Tom guy, that poor guy. I mean, that was a good. MySpace was good, man. He wasn't like snooping on us or anything like that. What happened?
Yeah. Well, you're a good sport, man. But it's ha 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 ha. Right? He's like, but understand this. He's smiling while he's actually saying ha ha. I guarantee you, it's going through his teeth.
Yeah,
He's
Robert, I
changing
tried to
around.
get Kryptonian to get on with me. I mean, he's so busy. He's rich and famous and all
Gosh,
that.
yeah,
You know
right,
that
yeah.
guy.
No, I'm trying to get rich, not famous. I'm the last guy that needs to be famous. He said, "This is my real estate headshot." You know what? We're actually
would
we're going to be
probably
docked. So for Property Flex guys, as you guys know, we're launching off the Vulcan blockchain. Hoorah! And when we do, before we do that, we're going to be doxing. The team's fully going to be doxed. And we're getting, our website's going to be updated and all that stuff. You're going to know who I am. Obviously, if you don't already know, it's easy to find out who I am. But the team has discussed getting headshots. So I'll probably do exactly what this guy's doing. I was like, hey, Oliver did it. Like freaking smiling. And
I'm gonna probably make. You know what? I'll show you a picture of one of my headshots, dude. You're gonna be like, what the hell?
like Mad Max there, man.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna text it to you right now.
Oh, you got one? Oh, great. You shouldn't text it to me. I'm gonna put it on the screen here.
Pull it up.
You know what? All right. It's self-deprecating. It's bad. Whatever.
Self-deprecating.
It'll take me a minute to find it.
1 second.
That screen. Oh, Terry, there he is. I'm like, I can see in the background on my other monitor Terry's face and everything, and he just got to the camera. I'm like, oh my god, you're freaking me out.
Yeah. No, I did not. Remember the triple bacon avocado burger.
Here you go, buddy. This will give you something to laugh about.
We got. Did you text it to me?
No.
Thanks, Bitch, for throwing that website up there. Propertyflex.io, guys. Be on the lookout. It's going to be the best, the most sought after project on the Vulcan blockchain. I mean, all the other projects are great. Don't get me wrong. If you've been listed, I appreciate you guys. But our goal is to be the best. What the hell is that?
How old were you there?
Bro, that is not you. That is not you. That is not you.
It is. What are you talking about? It's me without a beard or a mustache.
So Mrs. Worldwide wants you without the beard. There she goes.
Yeah. It was like,
Flat B said, this is so. I know what he was talking about. If you guys seen that actual image, when you turn it upside down, it looks like an old lady, and you turn it the other way. It's like it's never mind. But
yeah, I know it is. Yeah,
that's funny, man. That's funny. You
know what? I love
actually, you know what? You actually shape up pretty nice there, buddy. I guess now that you got all this money now, and now you just let yourself go. It happens. It happens.
I let myself go a long time ago, brother.
Yeah, I'm right behind you, but my wife won't let me, man. My wife tells me it ain't happening. I'm like, that's why I married you, because I don't want to let myself go.
That's why I'm single, because it is happening. I like Plan B and all, but dude, really?
No, that's funny, man. No, it's funny because you got like a beard. Yeah, that's hilarious.
No,
that means he actually went like this with his phone.
He's checking you out, man. That's kind of weird. That's weird.
Ooh, look at that forehead.
Plan B has a fetish. That's kind of weird, right?
And then you got Oliver. Hey, man, I didn't mean that. I was just joking about the photo, bro. You ain't got to like, get out of real estate now. So I commend you for delving into it. Like, well, it's not me. It's actually guys that have been in it in years, and I know these guys, Milky and Crypto Legend. They've got years and years of experience. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of portfolios. So collectively, so we're definitely, there's like at the end of the day, there's always in down markets and in up markets, there's opportunity in both markets. You just have to be keen to that, and as Chris can tell you, there's money to be made in every market. You just got to know what you're looking for. So, but thanks, Oliver. I appreciate that, man.
You missed one of our favorite people.
Gee.
Oh, what happened? Oh, lost you, Chris. What happened?
You're all stuttering.
Yeah, something's going on with the internet.
I don't know.
Everybody hear me just fine?
Yeah, I hear you now, but do you see what I bring up in the comment?
MG's at I.
What's up, MG? I haven't been in the Discords like commenting, but I see her up in there. How you doing? What are you doing awake is the question.
Yeah.
You should be asleep. It's like 1 a.m. over there. But it's always good to see. She always shows me love. And you know, when I first got into to the community or into crypto, she was one of the first ones to have open arms, you know, and laugh at my stupid jokes, you know, and tell me it was going to be okay. So I really appreciate her greatly. Oh, what was that? Are you guys excited about looking? Are you guys excited? Are you guys? I'm trying to think, are you guys all excited and looking forward to Vulcan launching in only 3 weeks' time? Woo hoo 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 hoo! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Yeah, of course I am, man. Of course I am.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I mean, it's been a roller coaster, and that doesn't mean the ride's almost over. It means I think it's about to get going. You know, it's about to
start. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to get going. So of course I'm excited, 100%. Yeah. So I saw a comment here. Oh, here we go. Oliver says, "Yeah," and you guys, he goes, "Yeah." Can you hear him saying it? Yeah, smiling, you know. And you guys are going to be doing apartment buildings. Yeah, I mean, I would say we're definitely gonna be looking at a lot of projects. There's a lot of developments, or say projects we're looking into. And at the end of the day, we're going to be making the best decisions for the community. We don't just want to get into anything. We want to make sure that it actually shows true potential, a true ROI on whatever we get in. Because at the end of the day, it's about the investor. It's not about, you know, just selling NFTs. I mean, this is to go out and build something and everybody gets a return on it. So we're looking at the best. So, I mean, so for me to say that, it just means nothing's off the table. You know, it just means we're looking at everything, but we're always going to be looking at those that make sense, the most sense. You know, we have big plans for Property Flex, big plans. It's a 10-year goal, guy. This is a 10-year business plan. This ain't to the next bull run. No, you got some of the smartest guys. I'm not talking about me. I'm smart. I'm not the smartest guy. I promise you. I'm blessed to even be part of the team. But you got some of the smartest guys in the industry. That this is what they've been doing. You know, they've been paying their bills for decades doing this stuff, so they know what they're doing. They understand opportunities, and they're bringing it to the Vulcan blockchain. They're bringing it to the community, which is I'm excited about. I mean, I'm super excited about. So I hope that we can get into mini projects. You know, there's a lot of things. We actually have a meeting tomorrow. You know, I know you always hear Jason talking about, you know, they're meeting weekly. Well, we're meeting weekly as well. You know, so he's right, man. You're constantly having meetings. And Thursdays are the days that the Property Flex guys and myself, those are the guys. Those are the times that we meet, or that's the day that we meet, and we just get straight to brass bones. We get to what do we need to do to make this thing happen? What's the plan moving forward? What are the things we've accomplished thus far? So I love it. So I always look forward to Thursdays because it's just, I get to talk to these guys. I mean, we're in Discord, we're texting and all that stuff, but I actually get to spend a good hour or two with these guys and planning it out and looking at what we planned and watching it come into fruition. It's like, okay, because Milky's really good about, here's the list, guys, and he has a bunch of boxes for us to check. So when we have our meetings, he's checked. I like the fact he's checking the boxes off, showing progress. You know, I mean, and there's a lot of progress happening. Obviously, we're just about there, guys. We're just about there. I see some more comments in here. Says going to snip as many on the first run of NFTs as you can. Yeah, you know, me too, guys. I'm gonna try and get in as much as I can, guys. I'm going in at the same level as you guys as well. So $100 NFTs, I'm gonna scoop up as many as I can. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, how many am I gonna buy? I mean, I'm thinking about throwing about 5 to 10K into this thing, easy. You know, easy. I say easy. It's not easy, but so I will. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and he's not gonna like this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take him off real quick. I'm going to be selling some Bitcoin to get into some Property Flex. So I just let you guys know that. There you go. Did you hear that? No, you didn't hear that, Chris? Oh, he's pissed.
It's frozen. Oh, there he goes.
Did you hear me?
You know what? I think that's a very wise move. Just saying.
I made a lot of profit. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously I've been holding some Bitcoin for a long time and I got tons of gains. So it's time. So Property Flex is the type of project I'm looking into because Bitcoin, the only way I make money at Bitcoin is if I stake it somewhere or if it's going up in price somewhere, right? And and as we know, staking has kind of been on the attack. You know, I mean, you start saying the staking word, the SEC comes in like a thief in the night and wants to sue your ass.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking for anything like that. That's why I'm looking for projects like Property Flex. And not just because, you know, I'm in the project, but because I really believe in it. I think I'm going to be able to get some returns on my Bitcoin that, you know, I'm obviously converting it to Vol and all those things, but you guys know what I'm saying. So this is one of the projects.
That whole thing with Binance that happened the other day, which I don't even know if I want to. Yeah. Yeah. You know what, but I got my opinions on that and everything, and you know, I might be right, might be wrong, but I will say that 3 of my Bitcoin limit orders filled on the other day on what's today? Wednesday? Is it Monday when that happened?
Yeah, was it Monday? I think it was.
Yeah. So 3 of my limit orders that were dream. Like I was like, I don't know why I'm setting this limit order. It had been there for probably 3 months. They all filled, and that sucker came back like lightning. So I accumulated. I got 25% more Bitcoin now than I had Monday.
Right. Nice. So before you do Plan B's thing, my comment would be, that's a bear trap. He needs to state his thesis first, because it sounds like a setup.
He's like, what would you do? What are you going to do?
Right.
Well, I mean, for me, Binance, obviously, I don't really trade on the Binance blockchain other than, I mean, when I first got introduced to it was through SafeMoon, Seifu. I've been on Ethereum. Bitcoin has been my jam for these years. So if in fact in Texas we're not even allowed, I can't even use the Binance.us website at all. I can't buy any crypto here. I can't buy any Binance BNB through their exchange here in Texas. It's been banned or whatever for a couple of years. I think it worked for a bit, and then I remember when I first got into Binance when it was before they had Binance.us. That's when I first got into crypto. You know, that was the first exchange I got into, years 2012, 2013 or whatever. And I had, I don't know, geez, I probably had a couple $1,000s just in BNB sitting there. I kind of forgot about it. And then I started getting emails from Binance that, hey, we're, you know, you're not in China, or, you know, so you're in the US, so you're going to have to move your assets or you're going to lose them. So I remember moving them to crypto.com, and I never really went back to Binance. So the only reason why I even talk Binance even comes out of my mouth or BNB is because of, you know, Vulcan and Seifu and Esco and all those things, because I don't really buy any other coins or tokens or get any other projects other than that's on the BNB blockchain. So my thing about, and I guess to the question, if CZ decides to close shop, like any other market in the history of mankind, it's going to create a vacuum. Someone's going to step up. Something's going to happen, because at the end of the day, you know, the human condition, in my opinion, is like you can't, like, I guess the way I look at it like this is, you can take let's say you capture some lions or tigers or something, or a tiger, you know, from the wilderness, a wild tiger, and you throw him in a 20 by 20 cage. What's he going to do? He's going to try to get out, right? He wants out. Then you throw him in probably about an acre that's caged or fenced off. He's going to go to the fence. He's going to want to get over that fence. But then you throw him in probably about a 40 acre, 100 acre plot of land and put a fence around it. You know what? He's going to get to the fence and go, you know what? I'm good. I got enough land here, enough resources here. I don't need to go anywhere. But that's an animal. But when you talk about humans, we don't like to be caged up. If I'm on 100 acres or 1,000 acres and I'm exploring and I get to a wall or a fence, I'm going to go, what's on the other side of that? So my analogy, guys, is I think if this happens, it's going to cause, in my opinion, obviously people are going to be wrecked and be upset, and what are we going to do? But it's going to create opportunity for other chains to come out, right? This is basically number one gets knocked down. Someone's got to be a number one. There's always going to be one. So I think there's going to be blood in the water. You know, the Sharks, you know, all the other chains are going to come out going, who wants to be number one? There's going to be opportunity, I think, that's going to come out of this. You know, and I think we as investors are going to benefit from that. So I'm not going to be too scared.
That the situation that it is, first off, I'm on record as saying, and I will stand by the words, it's a bunch of horse shit because of the fact that they don't even know. The problem I have with it is Binance, they did not even know that what the issue was in the beginning. The SEC went to the media, told the media everything, and the director of communication at Binance was like, look, we don't even have any documents saying what we did wrong.
Right.
But it was already out in the media and all that kind of stuff. To me, that seems like it's a big old setup. You know, they're trying to get the narrative a certain way.
Yeah.
Binance has issues that need to be fixed. That I'll agree with that. But someone said in the comments one time, but my analogy is you have your child is drinking some fruit punch, something in the living room, spills it on the carpet, but you never told them that they shouldn't be drinking in the living room, and you're going to discipline them. I mean, they don't have the rules for a lot of these things, but to a degree, though. But the whole thing, and I honestly say, and I know this question comes from Plan B, but the answer to the problem, whether I side on Binance's side or not, the answer to the problem is Vulcan. Because Vulcan is in a position where people are going to be concerned about Binance, right? It's a perfect opportunity for Vulcan to be like, look, there's a lot of blockchains you can talk about. There's a lot of different things that you could do. So even if you pull some Binance and they go to other blockchains and stuff like that, that's fine. But the thing with Vulcan is it's a rebasing blockchain. So, you know, that's going to bring in some people. You know, that's the way I see it. And Vulcan is in that stage right now where people are starting to wake up going, this Binance stuff might be important. Maybe I should look at a different blockchain. So
Yes,
whether
yes.
it helps Vulcan, it certainly is going to put eyes on Vulcan. But that's
Yes,
the way
well-
I see it. And I know the question comes from Plan B, but that's the way I feel about it is this couldn't have really been a better time for Vulcan because if they are 3 weeks out from launching and they're feeling it, we literally are watching it rebase right here. And it's been up here for a while. I mean, although Greek keeps sending me mass amounts, it's not.
Stop it, Greek.
Yeah, I know. He's like, here, I'm your Vulcan daddy. But it's rebasing right there. So we see it. And it's working right now. You know, hopefully everything works well and everything is, and in 3 weeks it might be out. So it's like, all right, well, the people that are looking at Binance, they have eyes on other blockchains now, and now's the time I think to be pushing it out there.
Yeah, and so what Plan B, and I agree with you, Chris, wholeheartedly, man. So Marshall says, there is an underlying reason behind Plan B's question. Now, is that a question? Are you saying is there, or you're saying there is? And of course, Plan B responds to you. He goes, no, not really. I'm just curious more than anything. But Coinbase got slapped on the wrist, even though they met up with the SEC 30 plus times. Yeah. So, and even Coinbase, you know, even was like, well, we'll just leave the US. You know,
right?
What are you gonna do? You know, here, hold my beer, right?
And you got to think about the motivation behind that, because if you got Coinbase and you got Bitcoin or Binance that are going to be like, you know, the heat's too much, we're just going to leave the United States. I mean, really, our government is full of taxing the hell out of everything, and you're telling me that the government's going to be like, oh yeah, go ahead, you know?
Oh no, it's money lost, and they would rather keep their enemies close, you know, friends close, enemies close, right? I believe so. They'll come to a compromise, you know. They have to, and not all Congress. I mean, look, you know, the SEC is obviously, you know, it's a it's a there's a lot of bureaucracy going on. It's a bureaucrat. They're not even what's his name, Gary Gensler. He's not even appointed or I'm sorry, elected. He's appointed to go out and protect investors, and it's a lot like the ATF here in the U.S. Which is they're actually getting a lot of I would say a lot of slapbacks in regards to them of their overreaching here in the last year or so when it comes to gun laws and everything. So I think so. My point is this: I think that something as sensitive a subject or just something that triggers people, no pun intended, but talking about guns and gun laws and all these things and gun rights. When you got gun rights, you got the right to defend yourself, and then you've got the right to make money. Right. Two of those things are like kind of like the human. Those are the things humans like. Why are you going to get in the way of those two
are
things?
God-given rights.
God-given rights. Right. So that goes back to my point. If you take a human being and you put him in a containment unit or a container, some sort of container, he wants out. And that's what I think the SEC is trying to do. They're trying to just bring that cage closer and closer. It ain't going to happen. People, we're human beings. We're very innovative. Just look at where we're at today, in the world and the things that are the innovation, just the technology, the things that we can do now that we couldn't do 50 years ago with smartphones. My point is if they do that, back to what you're saying, Chris, someone's going to step up. It's going to be a great opportunity for like Vulcan. If you remember back when the staking I think it was Coinbase, they were slapped with the, hey, you're staking. There were some other exchanges they got fined by the SEC. And then, that's about the time, well, Vulcan, is rebasing. So it's DeFi. So I wouldn't say it's untouchable, but the SEC doesn't have reach to it. You know what I mean? Because it is DeFi. It's not centralized. And that's my whole thing about decentralization, guys. I know someone like a Prado would be like, we want regulation. It's coming. No, it's coming because you're basically saying, help us. We need it. I truly believe that crypto can be self-regulated. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's all about education, and it's even like voting, right? So an informed voter is an educated voter is an informed voter, and they typically vote their wallets. An uneducated or uninformed voter, they typically vote out of emotion and just whatever information is thrown. They don't ever do their own research, and those are the ones that typically get wrecked and usually left holding the bag at the end of the day. And I think and that's how I feel about crypto. There's a lot of shenanigans that go on in the space, but at the end of the day, it's everybody's responsibility, everyone's responsibility to look into what you're investing into at the end of the day. Look into the team, look into the projects, look into everything. And if you still want to invest, that's on you. Right. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not making light of the things that happen in DeFi. I'm talking about the manipulation or the rugs or, the attacks or these things. I'm not making light of that. You just have to know going in, they're there. This is the game you want to play. And I will say this, you got one thing to also consider is there are those that know that these are the rules of the game that to play, and a lot of these people, a lot of these investors make money in spite of the bad actors, and you just have to, how do they do that? Well, they educate themselves. They learn how to, like someone like a Chris Cruz here, he's got a lot of experience in Forex trading. So he understands charts and all these things. So he comes into crypto, goes, this is easy, at the end of the day. So since I've met the guy, he's been making money. I'll tell you that right now. With everything happening, this guy's making money. And it's all about who you surround yourself with. Ask the right questions because there are definitely people out there that want to help you.
Yep.
But I did want to pull up a comment. I'm sorry. Didn't somebody have a comment? Say, Terry, were you gonna say something?
I said, yep.
Oh, yep.
That's great.
I appreciate you, man. One thing I wanted to bring up was Mr. Hudman. Where you at, Hudman? I saw you, bro. Up. Oh, here he goes. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate that, man. He says, I'm very excited for the NFT Kryptonian. Oh, no, I thought you were talking about Property Flex, bro. The only NFT I got coming out, bro, is going to be Property Flex, man. I would never coming out with, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But I appreciate you.
He's talking about Property Flex.
Okay, good. Yeah. I have no intentions of coming out with my own whatever. No. No man is an island unto his own, man. There's no way I can do it by myself. I'm nobody. It's all about a team. It's all about team here. It's all about. I mean, let's look at this. With Jason and Brian and the Vulcan team. These guys aren't doing it by themselves. They have a team of people that are making this happen. All right. So it takes a team to bring something great. It takes great people working all in the same with the same mindset, with the same momentum, the same forward thinking. Otherwise, it's just going to fall apart. So it takes a team at the end of the day. And I appreciate the trust. Rich, I really do, man. And look, you trust me. I trust NR Milky and Crypto Legend. So it's very fluid here. I'm very careful about who I surround myself with. At the end of the day, so I appreciate that, and we're excited about it too. We really are. We can't wait to launch that first project. For Property Flex. I mean, I can. Yes, thanks, buddy. I mean, I can't wait, bud. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's that whole thing with. See, this is the way I see it, and I see that this is just noise. This is all just noise. This stuff with Binance and with cryptocurrency and stuff like that. These, I don't even think the guys know what they're doing. It's just like the pistol, the arm band, whatever the ATF came up with, stuff like that. Man, these all got to go through the court system and everything like that. I mean, XRP forever, all this stuff. I don't see this as this isn't good for anybody on both sides. So there's going to be, like you were saying, there's going to be some type of resolution and everything like that. But I still go back to what I was saying. This couldn't have been a better time for Vulcan.
Yeah,
to tell you the truth.
I think so too. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, you look 3 or 4 months from now, we're going to be like, oh, remember that stuff happened with Binance and everything like that? Yeah, but they're still there. They're still doing their thing. But when it happened, it got a lot of people looking at other blockchains, and there was Vulcan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so absolutely.
If you're looking at blockchains, I mean, you're going to look at them, like Prism. You got different types of blockchains and stuff.
Oh yeah, with Prism Chain, we're completely decentralized, and we got some great news with Prism, which can talk about that a little later as well. I can't wait to talk about that. But yeah, you're right, Chris. It gets people going. Well, if not Binance, then where? And there are tons of other chains out there.
That's right.
There's Arbitrimium, there's Ethereum, I mean there's just tons. I mean, I can just name them off the top of my head, but I'm trying, there's AVAX and just, what I'm saying, there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And it all depends on what you're investing in, and what projects you're excited about and you want to get into.
I saw that comment from my name is Jeff, and I thought we missed it, and I went back up and I see you got it there. Okay.
Yeah, it says, what are your thoughts on the best way to off-ramp to your bank accounts? Obviously, tons of different ways, so curious on how everyone else does it. Well, I have 3 methods. I have Coinbase, I have KuCoin, I have Crypto.com. All right, those are the ones as far as exchanges. So remember, I can't use Binance.us. It's not allowed in Texas, but Coinbase is, and I've had no issues with it. And the fact that Coinbase keeps basically bringing it back to SEC, saying, "Hey, you keep pushing, we're leaving." So I'm happy. So far, I've had no issues with Coinbase. And if they do, then I've got KuCoin, I've got Crypto.com. But now, let's say all the exchanges get hit with, they're elite. I'm not allowed to connect my bank account, Bank of America, whatever.
That's not going to happen to you in Texas, though.
No, it shouldn't.
Well, you guys just added that to your constitution, and the state of Texas will be able to sue the federal government.
Yeah.
When they step in.
You sure can.
Yeah. So we're excited about that, but now we just need. But the problem is we need the Coinbases. We need the other exchanges to not feel. So they're like, well, okay, we can go into Texas, but not all the other states. It has to be. I mean, Texas is a big state, obviously, but we're not all. Texas doesn't hold all the holdings in the cryptocurrency as far as the U.S. is concerned. I mean, they're all over the United States, right? So, West Coast, East Coast. We got that one guy in the East Coast. I think Prado's, and he's that one guy that actually uses, I think, Binance. I don't know. Yeah, Prado. He has a lot of issues with Binance in on the East Coast. I remember he was doing I don't know what it was. I think he was trying to off ramp or on ramp, and he waited for days or something. I remember that. But I think even Poodles is another guy. I don't know very many people that use Binance on the East Coast, but anyways, I think that
Binance US.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Binance.us. But anyway, so if Texas definitely paves the way, then great. Yeah. But that's all. That's what I do. My name is Yef is what it's actually how you say it. That's from the what was that? Oh crap! What was that movie that came out? 21 Jump Street. You guys remember that movie?
Oh, that's the guy. What's that?
Yeah. He's like, remember, he's
man, when he's telling him when he's sitting in there talking to Ice Cube about dating his daughter and stuff like that, and that guy's reaction is like, "Oh man, oh man."
That's a funny movie, man.
Dude sitting there going, stop.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I love they can't make movies like that anymore. But I hope that answers your question. At least what I do, I use KuCoin, Coinbase. As far as exchanges, KuCoin, what's another, Crypto.com. I was using, what was the other one that I was using? They got kind of shut down. No, I guess that's it, really. But what about you guys? What are you using there, Chris?
I off ramp to Bitcoin, and I hold my Bitcoin, and all my profits go into Bitcoin. So I mean, when Ultimo, Spritz here or there,
Right.
Crypto.com for like a debit card. But if I make any kind of big things, the Bitcoin will go like directly off into my bank. So it's a little different for me because I rarely do that, and I have done it in the past, and I use Coinbase, but I've only used Coinbase probably.
I've only used it to off ramp. Like if I need to buy something quickly. Now the challenge with the Coinbase is I can buy it with I can do an ACH deposit like in real time. I can buy an asset, but I can't transfer it for like days, 10 days or something. It's bullshit, right? That's just one of the rules. So I only use it to off ramp. So to your question, Plan B, I don't have. So I use Coinbase, but I don't hold any funds on Coinbase. That's just my drop it if I can. And I test, of course. I'm like, let me drop a Bitcoin on there and see if I can offload it. No, I'm gonna drop like $5, and if $5 works, and then I'll move forward with the rest. Right. In fact, I just did that. I just moved like maybe $15,000, probably about 15 days ago or so.
Nice.
Yeah. I just sold some Bitcoin. I had paying some bills and stuff. So like, yeah, I'll just sell some Bitcoin. And I had no problems with it. I immediately sold it from my cold wallet. Right. What I did is I used my Keystone. What did I do? I just sent it to my Coinbase wallet, sold it, deposited. I mean, I got it like, I don't know, an hour. I mean, it took me an hour to do everything. I had no problems, but that's then that was before we have we now have the SEC coming down like a hammer. I think what they're doing is they're going to have to, what they're trying to do is they're going to go ahead and throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at everybody, because they're trying to, this is a scare tactic in my opinion, hit everybody, someone's going to fold. And if they can make enough damage, this to me is like a last ditch effort, because that bill they're trying to pass, the debt limit thing, I think they took out the taxes on the mining for Bitcoin mining and all that. So it's like, what? So it's like, all right, well, if we can't have the taxes, we'll just shut you down, essentially.
Well, they're trying to get, this is where I see it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I see Gary Gensler, the administration, taking a wrecking ball to all this stuff. But Republicans, it seems like Republicans, mostly Republicans, and quite a few Democrats are like, no, hold it right there. Because there's a couple of potential bills out there that are crypto friendlier than the other. Man, you got to mute your mic or something. Every once in a while, you scrape across something.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just rub some peanut butter on it. It'll deafen the sound.
Make it smoother.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I hear you. NR says Ultimo is the best off ramp. I applied for the Ultimo, and then my driver's license was days from expiring. I got my new license in. I need to actually complete that application. I've just been so consumed with so many other things. You just reminded me, NR. Thanks for reminding me, bud. He should be here soon. He's knocking out some errands quickly, but we expect to have NR up here in a bit, man. Hopefully you can make it, buddy.
What I've
I mean,
done,
he's
which-
in a tough spot because he's got to put his daughter to bed around this time. Is that what he's doing?
yeah. What I've done is maybe taking profit in DeFi, switch it to a stable coin, and transfer it back onto a non-DeFi platform, and put it on my debit card and spent it, because so far it's only shown as a deposit in, not a gain. Makes sense? What
Why,
I'm saying?
I mean, can I ask why you're swapping to a
Yeah,
stable
so
coin?
I'm swapping my coins on a DeFi, so it's not regulated by the.
Right. But you say you're going into a. You're
Yes,
going
what I'll
into
do
a
is
stable coin. Is that
What I'll
you
do is I'll when I make profit and I'm playing around, I'll do all my transferring in DeFi, but then I'll put it in a stable coin
mean? Okay.
that I can put it back into a platform that goes onto that platform's debit card. So it looks like I made a transfer in, not a positive gain.
I'm telling you, Sky High's right, dude. Sky High's right because a lot of people were waking up to those hearings and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the people that make the laws, the real laws, are changing their views. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, bud.
All right. Does that make sense? What I'm saying, Tony?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I understand.
I'm not sure it's right, but last year.
Well, you'll know if whenever you're doing your taxes and if you're actually claiming your crypto assets, they ask you obviously.
So no, I download the assets from that platform, and I send
Mm-hmm.
to my attorney, but my accountant. But so far, I've been good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, me selling my Bitcoin this year, it was only about a year, so
$1.35.
I'm sure I'll be paying taxes on that. Yeah, but that's obviously me going through Coinbase. That will be reported. But I'm okay with that because it was all strategically. I knew what I was doing. It's expected. And I'm going to write it off and all those things. So, but that's why I keep it off chain. I'm not keeping my assets in Coinbase.
Right. So I wonder,
you got the Coinbase exchange and then you got the Coinbase wallet. No, I don't do any of that, man. Everything's
I
off chain.
don't do Coinbase at all. No.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I just I do crypto.com, then their DeFi wallet. Then if I make profit in the DeFi, I'll go to one of their swaps, swap back into a coin, put the coin back on the blockchain, then put that back into my wallet to spend.
Yeah. You know what we need, Terry?
Yeah.
This is
No,
what the community
I
needs,
don't.
bro.
No, tell me.
Well, that's what I think. So imagine being, and I know ultimately this is going to happen. And of course, we've been waiting for this with Bitcoin. I want to be able to go into to Best Buy, buy a MacBook Pro with my Bitcoin, right, or whatever. But I guarantee you, soon will be the day where you go in and you're going to be able to buy some sort of physical, tangible asset for a digital asset.
Right,
be it Bitcoin, Ethereum, Vulcan, Prism, whatever it's going to be. It's going to happen. We're heading in that direction. And at the end of the day, as a community, as a people, if you allow the governments to scare the hell out of you, they will. And then once you're scared,
Sure, yeah.
then you become basically subservient to whatever. Whatever. I'm the government. I'm here to help you. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate, and hate leads to the path to the dark side. We all know that crap. Wearing my Star Wars shirt. But at the end of the day, it's what does the community as a whole, and I'm talking about the whole crypto space.
Yeah.
They can't stop it. They can try.
It's
They
not
can
gonna
try, but yeah. All they can do is just try. Like you said, they can try and try to slow it down. But that's again back to being human. We're amazing creatures. You put us in a cage, man, we find a way out, and then we find a way to never ever be put in that cage again. Because we don't like to be caged up. You can't do that to us. Never underestimate the power of the human mind and the human spirit, man, because we just, we're flying planes. I don't believe we went to the moon, crap, but you know what I'm saying? But we're flying planes.
moon.
We're going, We're in the deepest parts of the ocean. Point is, guys, is I mean, if we think it, we can do it. So there it is.
Yeah,
NR
just
says he'll be
don't-
up here in a few minutes.
Like people who hate crypto, it's like it doesn't exist. But debit cards don't exist either. It's just all binary code 001101. It's the same difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it'd be different if I went into a Starbucks. I'm like, I want to buy that dark roast, that Venti dark roast. It's $4, and add a shot. Okay, $5, whatever it is. And they, I'm giving them my debit card, and they literally mailed them or transferred them some sort of physical $4 bills, right? Into their
Right.
bank account, or it's not what's happening. It's all ones and zeros. We all know that. It's a credit from my account to their account, and that's all it is. So it's exactly what the blockchain technology is. It's just a credit, but except we now get to see the giant ledger, with blockchain technology, with crypto in general. The ledger is public to everybody. We get to see everything. With centralization, you can't see it. I can't see what you have in your bank account. You can't see what I have in mine, which you would think, well, that's safe, that's secure. Yeah, but that safety and security comes at a price. Okay, it comes with you have no rights to. Look, we're to protect you and to keep you safe. We're not going to allow you to spend it the way you want to spend it. Thomas Jefferson says, "He who gives up security or gives up freedom for security deserves neither." And that goes for both life, and it also goes for the pursuit of happiness. And what makes us happy? Being able to take care of our families, build wealth, acquire assets, these types of things. It's all the same. It's all the same. So if you want to be safe and regulated, well, they will give it to you guys, and you're going to be right back where we started. You're not going to be able to spend it on whatever you want, and you're going to be bitching. So my point, I guess the point I'm making is we as a community, remember, guys, I say it all the time, they need us more than we need them. And that even goes for the governments. If, I think I've given this analogy once before. If you guys, I talked about the movie The Bug's Life that came out in, I think, 2000 or 90 or something. And it was about the grasshoppers, kind of invading the ants, little home, and they're basically showing up as bullies. You got like 100 grasshoppers and you got 1 million ants, right? And they show up. The main guy's name is Hopper, the main grasshopper, and he's like, "Hey, look, we got to make sure that the ants are storing up all their food and their resources, because we're going to come in and we're going to take our taxes. We're going to take what's ours." Why? And so the ants do that. So the ants live in fear, and that's what they do. They store up. The grasshoppers show up, take their food, and leave. Now, what does that got to do with crypto? Well, it's kind of the same thing with the government. What I mean by that is in that movie, A Bug's Life, I know it's a cartoon, guys, but hear me out, follow me, stay with me. In the movie, it's amazing because there's a great moral, or there's a great, I think, message in this movie. There's this one guy, there's one ant that basically says, why are we storing up for the grasshoppers here? What's going on here? Why is everybody doing this? And then you have all the elders and the ones that are like, hey, don't cause any ruckus. Don't make a scene. It's okay. They just come in and out. We don't want any problems. He's like, no, this is not fair. We're sitting there, we're busting our asses here to feed the grasshoppers. What's up with that? And then all of a sudden he starts kind of making some noise, and the other grasshoppers kind of hear him talking about it, and they go to Hopper and like, hey, Hopper, we got this one ant over here kind of making some noise here. He's like talking. He's actually talking to the other ant, saying that they don't need to be doing this. And then they're like, when Hopper's like, well, what did you do? He's like, well, we just let him go. He's just a little ant. He goes, no. He goes, look, they outnumber us 1,000,000 to 1. The moment they realize that, our way of life is done. Okay. So what does that got to do with life? Cryptocurrency. We outnumber the governments, the government employees, the politicians, 100 million to 1. Okay. Once you realize that, their way of life is done. They will only allow you, or they're only going to be able to do what you allow them to do. And that's what's been happening. We're just used to it. We get up, we go to work. I just think it's ridiculous that we're born, we work, we die, And all and the whole and at the end of the day, that's it. There's more to the human condition than that, in my opinion. And I think crypto is just it opens the door for so many things, because now I can actually commerce globally with people across the world without any regulations, right? I can send Plan B a Bitcoin right now. I'm not gonna do that, but I would if I needed to. But I can do it right now. It could go across borders, like that. In a matter of minutes, he would get, whatever it is, $25,000, and there's nothing to stop that. If I wanted to take $30,000 to him right now, cash, I can't take it on the plane. You know what's going to happen there. I can go to my bank tomorrow morning and do a wire. It's going to be held up for a few days. The point is, guys, is that once we realize that if we don't want this to be like it is now with your regular cash or regular fiat money, we have to do something. Reach out to your politicians, just like about anything else. You need to send them a letter, give them a call. And I'm talking about in the U.S., of course. Give them a call. Say, hey, I don't want the SEC touching my money. What's going on with this? Crypto should be free. I guarantee you, if they get enough phone calls, from their constituents, I guarantee you they will be changing their tune. Trust me, it's happening with the anti-gun laws here in Texas and just in the United States. It happens because they're realizing that people are waking up. They can't just at the stroke of a pen completely control us. We're not slaves, guys. We're not slaves. And once you realize you're not, things change. Oh, here we go. Plan B says, I think we have the best government that money could buy. Dude. Yeah, man, pretty much. They get the best healthcare. I mean, they got the best pensions. They get to retire millionaires. They go in making $150,000 a year, maybe 70, 80, 90,000, depending on what district you're coming from, and they come out multi-millionaires. Yeah, it's the best job ever, Yeah.
A book tour, appearance.
Yeah, everybody writes a book. They all get to be they go from a congressman of freaking 50 years to or whatever, representative, and then they get to go be some sort of anchor on some sort of a contributor on some Fox News, CNN, or whatever it is, and they're making money there too.
Fox News. Yep.
Yeah, but that was my rant, guys. That's my rant about the government. You know how I feel. Inspect what you expect. As always. I know me. I don't trust anybody that tells me, "Hey, I'm the government and I'm here to help you." I'm sorry, I just don't do it. Ain't gonna happen. Right. I can show you throughout history where that has never worked out for the people, ever.
I just heard this really funny joke about Einstein. So Einstein and this other guy were flying an airplane together. Einstein says, "Hi, I'm Einstein." This guy says, "Hi, I'm Joe Bob." Einstein says, "Let's play a game." And he said, "Okay." Einstein said, "If I ask you a question, you can answer it. I'll give you $500. If you ask me a question, wait. If I ask you a question, you can answer. I'll give you $5. If you ask me a question, I can answer it. I'll give you $500." So Einstein said, "What is the distance space between this planet and that planet?" The guy said, "I had no idea." So he paid Einstein $500. Einstein then goes, "Your turn." He goes, "Okay." The guy said, "What has 3 legs, runs up a hill, comes back down the hill, has 4 legs?" Einstein says, "I don't know." So he gave the guy $500. Einstein's next question said, "Hey, what was the answer to what goes up the hill, comes back down?" The guy goes, "I don't know." Then pay $500 more. That's our government. It's stupid.
That's pretty much our government, yeah.
That's our government.
I don't know. Dude, our government's stupid, dude. Oh, man, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
My phone's at 17%, and it's feeding my laptop right now, so they say I should be outside midnight. So.
Well, all I got to say is, Biz, I don't know where you're at, bro, but this guy's saying In-N-Out is so good, ban him. You're gone, bro. You're out of here. No, I'm just joking, Rich.
Indiana?
Yeah. No, he said In-N-Out is so good.
Oh. No,
In-N-Out. Yeah, I know you can't see the comments because you're on your phone, but yeah, he says In-N-Out is so good. I mean, yeah, for you. I mean, look, we actually have something called Smash. I think it's called Smash Brothers here.
Smash Brothers, yep.
Which is, I thought was pretty good for a while. I mean, but it's super expensive. It's like gourmet burgers. Yeah. It's like Whopper Juniors essentially. If you know what a Whopper Junior is, pretty small. But that's essentially what a In-N-Out to me is, a Whopper Junior. It's not even a full size burger. It's like a freaking joke, But hey, so it is what it is.
Five Guys aren't bad though. You got Five Guys over there? Kryptonian?
Yeah, we have a couple of them, and I like how
Yeah,
they give you
man.
that big
Not
paper
great,
bag of
not
fries, right? You seen that? The big paper bag of fries? They
Yeah.
have that over there. Yeah, Five Guys is actually Smash Burgers was a different one. Actually, Smash Burgers, but yeah, Five Guys is what I meant to say. Where they give you the big bag of fries, like a big
Yeah.
paper bag, like way too many fries.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
But Five Guys,
But still, Whataburger is my favorite place to go.
Yeah,
oh,
I
me too, man. It
agree
fills me
with
up every
Plan
time.
B. Plan B, dude, don't even go there. Philly cheesesteak beats
Bro,
In-N-Out
Philly.
burger.
Yeah, I was in Philly a couple of weeks ago, and I freaking didn't get a Philly cheese. I always do it when I go, and I didn't
What?
get it. I just didn't have time. I
What?
didn't have time, man. I didn't have time. Yeah, I mean, because it's Philly, right? But
You know what? I've had them in Philadelphia, and I'm like, they taste the same when I'm not in Philadelphia. I think. I
Exactly,
mean, people
right?
from Philadelphia are
Exactly.
probably like screaming.
I,
right
I
now.
was in Chicago, right? Bro, I mean, I haven't traveled a lot since COVID, but before then, I was in Chicago, the Windy City, and I actually had a Philly cheesesteak. It was just some sort of restaurant, Philly cheesesteak. That was actually in Chicago the best Philly cheesesteak I ever had.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good, yo. I don't like the Chicago pizza though. This is too much, man. And like that
Pretty
deep dish
thick,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's too thick, man.
Plan B doesn't know what he's talking about. Plan B is just playing around.
Oh, don't even talk about Plan B, man, because there's like 3 things tonight I agree with Plan B on. So you know what?
But look at his
Yeah,
comment.
you're right, Teddy. Five Guys is overrated and overpriced. It is, and I mean, it's like you get 2 small burgers, but you get a bag of fries, bro. It's like you get supersized fries.
Yeah,
That's all you get.
they're making up for it.
Yeah, they're making.
Oh, we got breaking news. We got breaking news.
Go ahead.
All right, ready?
There he is. What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Sorry I'm late.
No, you're
Had
good, bro.
a
You're good.
rough time getting my daughter to bed, man. She's had a double ear infection. We met with a ear, nose, and throat doctor today. She's gonna probably have to get tubes in her ears and stuff. And
Oh, brother, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
she's on several different antibiotics. She's had to take an inhaler, and it had her all hopped up on medicine. And
Oh, brother. I'm
yeah, it was
sorry,
low rough, man. Low rough getting her to bed tonight, but she's finally out. So here I am.
Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you were able to get
Yeah,
her down, man.
Yeah.
But I know the challenges. I had tubes in my ears. I had constant earaches when I was ear infections when I was a kid, man. So I know that some of the, I mean, I could tell you stories, bro. I still remember when they were trying to take me into surgery. I was a kid, man. I think I bit that nurse twice. Anyways.
Bit, no punches. Come on now.
So what's up, man?
Right
So
on.
you're pissed at the SEC as well. I can see.
Oh my God, man. I mean, supposedly they got the Fed now coming in July. You guys know all about the Fed now, where they're trying to, they're going to institute that, quick pay system. And I think that's the beginning of it, guys. I mean, in my opinion, that's the beginning of their centralization, their centralized digital currency. That's the whole movement. And I think that's the point where they start to collapse the dollar. I believe July is when it starts.
Yeah, I agree. So I was actually thinking about that in ours. Like, they're gonna throw everything at the wall, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
everybody's a target.
Yep.
And then the community says, "But we want crypto. We want crypto." And like, well, we're gonna give you crypto. We're gonna give you our crypto to
Right.
protect you because we're the government. We're here to help you.
Right.
And then you're right. The dollar collapses. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, but
You
that's
know,
not gonna. But that's not gonna fly around the world, though.
No.
They're gonna lose major issues. They need to catch up with the rest of the planet, dude.
Yeah,
when it
I
comes
agree.
to crypto, and
I
when they
agree.
want to keep doing that stuff, and all this whole conversation, everything like that, it would probably change in a few years when the administrations are different or different politicians are in. I see this stuff. I've seen it so many times in my life. It's like
Sure.
one administration in. Certain things, the sky's falling. Then
Yeah,
another
they
administration
focus.
comes in.
Yeah, they get that laser focus on one thing, and then the next
Well,
one it's something
I
different.
mean, I
next
got a
one's like,
question
"Nah,
for you,
man,
Chris.
Just let it go. Do
Yeah.
do what you gotta do.
Chris, I got a question for you. So exactly how many administrations have you seen?
Well, administrations are
Sick.
Asking
presidents.
for, like, how many presidents have you experienced in your lifetimes? Time. Not that you're immortal or anything like that.
9
Ford was his first one.
9
right?
presidents.
Ford's first.
9 presidents.
Okay, of the 9 presidents that you've experienced, which one's the one that you remember the most? Not necessarily because he was the best, but because, man, you know what? I'm gonna be on my bed. Yeah, I'm gonna be on my deathbed going, that guy. Go ahead. Which one? Which one's the one that sticks out
Reagan.
the most to you? Terry, I'll get to you in a second, buddy.
that since I've been alive, like
Yeah,
like,
since you've been alive. Yeah.
it would be Reagan, because I
Reagan?
remember growing up going. I mean, I was young in the 80s, you know, but in the 80s Reagan was the president, and it was like,
Bro.
and I was in the military when Reagan was in still too, so I was like, man, this guy, he was like, how you doing? Real nice, everything like that, and you just knew he could kick your ass, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I saw that picture of you earlier. You look like you were in his cabinet. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Did you see that
That's a good
picture,
picture,
Bernard?
man. Yeah, it was a
Damn
good
good
picture. I
picture,
saw
Bernard,
it.
did you see that picture?
You look
I did
sharp,
see
dude.
it.
I
I
was
did
like,
see it.
damn.
Good
Would you
looking
be my
guy.
financial?
You know, I'm just saying whenever I'm around you, dude, it's like I can really feel the connection and how we care about each other's well-being
really?
and
Oh
stuff.
my God, and everybody, you just gonna do that?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Put you guys where you belong at the
Teach
top.
you one, but yeah, but no, but no,
I was
seriously,
not in his administration, bro.
I know, but what I remember growing up when Reagan was president, I was a kid, but what I remember watching MTV, guys, what MTV was it was this channel that actually had music videos on it. I was a kid when it came out.
Non-stop.
Yeah, like
Non-stop.
looping.
What you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget my first encounter with President Reagan was a puppet. They had some video, so I don't remember the
Phil
music, the
Collins?
song.
Phil Collins.
I don't remember. Was it Phil Collins? Yeah, and they had him as a puppet. And I was like, obviously, because I was at the age watching the freaking Muppets and shit. You know what I mean? So obviously it resonated with me. And I was like, who is that? They're making fun of the president, you know? But anyways, as I went into high school, high school is when I realized that I love my favorite subject in high school and in college was government. I love government. Not that I love government, but I love the concept of it. But I love just the psychology of it all. I mean, there's so much that I love about it. So I really started paying attention to it. And then of course, as I began to learn about the presidents and just other leaders in the world, I liked Reagan. He was like, that's my guy. That's my guy right there. So
Yeah, I felt good about it. In the military, we were.
That's his song, right?
He was always showing up to stuff. It was.
put the video in the hey Teddy one. Put the video in the link, bro. In the comments. I'm trying to remember what it is.
It's Land of Confusion by Phil Collins.
Yeah. Land of Confusion. Yeah.
I mean, I am old. I mean, Chris.
And he
Chris
had
is
good
older.
one-liners, man. They've lived around for decades and stuff like that. I mean, some of the things he says. I mean, there's videos all the time. There's one I just saw the other day. He's making a speech after he was shot. Shortly after he was shot and had recovered, he was making a speech and a balloon pops. He doesn't skip a beat, and then he says, and he goes, "You missed me." You know,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's like,
awesome, man.
You know, Genesis.
Yeah, I remember that.
Genesis. It's Genesis.
Genesis, yeah.
not
I
Phil
love me some Phil Collins,
Yeah.
man.
Well-
he's amazing. You know, one thing about Phil Collins
is Genesis, so whatever.
Yeah, of course. You know, the one thing about Phil Collins, man, absolutely love his music. Growing up, you know, and my sisters and my older cousins would listen to him. So I'm kind of an old soul, right? So I listen to a lot of old stuff. Growing up as a kid. But
You're
you know,
not
this
an
man
old soul.
was an
You're old.
amazing. What's that?
You're not an old soul. You're old.
No,
You just,
well,
you
you're
haven't come to the conclusion yet that you're old.
you're like an old.
Just crossover,
Terrible.
man. That's
That
good.
picture
You're like
of me is
you're so old.
probably-
You're so old. You're like a parable. You know what I mean? You're like just like
That picture of me is probably me at your age.
really.
Yeah.
God damn, bro. You need to stay off.
Mid-30s, right?
You need to stay off the sauce, bro. That's my future, bro. Oh hell no.
Yeah.
You're not helping me, bro. Damn it.
You know,
All right, no
here,
more whiskey.
I'm gonna put it up there and put your
Last drink.
Line.
Put it right next to you so you can see like this is what you look like then and this is what you look like now.
Oh my god, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
God, bro. You actually look like you work for the government. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. If you came to my door, I'd be like,
No.
I don't know nothing. I don't answer questions.
That
You are
was
not
I don't
taking my
talk-
gun, sir.
I don't talk to the police.
That was my building my empire
Right.
phase.
Yeah, that was like it's like bank. Can I borrow some money? Because I've got an idea. That's that.
No, it was the other way around. I was like, bitches, let's make some money.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for sharing that.
you're looking
Chris. That's a
good.
good
Yeah,
picture,
dude.
man.
That actually now I know you're human. You know.
Yeah,
Make
those
that
are
sound
different
bite.
times,
Make
though.
that
I mean, I
sound
was suits and ties and all that for many years, and recently, I guess the last 5 years, I pretty much chilled.
Right on.
Yeah, well, now you're enjoying the sauce apparently. One thing I want to finish my comment on Phil Collins is I learned recently a couple of years ago. I think there was a documentary on him. If you don't know, he's a great musician. I think he's from the UK somewhere. I think he's in the UK. He's got a very heavy accent, but he sings like English songs like perfectly, he doesn't. He sounds
That
like
always got me, man.
yeah.
All the
Yeah.
people with
Yeah.
accents sing, just you couldn't even tell when they're singing. Right?
I know, man. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
one thing I learned
That's
about
cool.
him is that he actually suffers from like arthritis really bad. This guy plays
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
musical instrument.
Yeah, he's
Every
talented.
he's an amazing musician, can sing, and to love something so much, and as you get in your golden ages, it almost gets taken from you in a sense. You
Yeah.
build a legacy. You're just touching the hearts of millions and millions of people, and then when you get to a point in your life where you're almost crippled in a sense, where you can't play anything.
Yeah, man. Look
Yeah,
at like Bruce Willis and stuff, man. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah, man. Yeah.
rough, dude.
Yeah, he plays all these movies, very witty, very like that guy's a freaking he's a mountain, he's a lion,
Yeah.
and now he's just so frail, right? So
Yeah.
it's definitely if anything,
Yeah.
if anything, it really makes you appreciate or makes you. I think it causes you to pause in life and go, okay, I need to really appreciate the things around me, my friends, my family, my experience, the day
And
today.
today, right?
Today,
like you said, man, today.
today,
Yeah.
and
But
that's
tomorrow's
why
never promised, man.
That's right, because I was like, you asked me before we're going live today. Chris asked me, Terry asked me the other day, and I've been under the weather, guys. Just had a sore throat. My wife got sick and everything. And I'm like, man, I'm just not feeling it, man. But I thought about it. I was like, Chris asked. I was watching Mellofellas live last night. And I was laughing my butt off, man, when that game you were playing. I was like, man, I wish I was on there, but my throat was all
Yeah, it's fun,
it was
right?
hurting and stuff. But I'm just like, I told Chris this morning, man. I said, man, I miss hanging out with the fellas, man. So that's why I'm like, I'm doing this, and not just the fellas, but with the community. I get to hang out with you guys. So these are moments in my life where when I'm 70 plus years old or 80, if I get to live that long, like Chris, that I can actually go.
And Terry.
I'm just joking, brother. But where I can go, man. I actually took the time and hung out with my boys, man. You know what I mean? And made some money or lost some money or whatever it is. So I appreciate you guys, man, and I appreciate everybody watching.
Well, we gotta keep hanging out. We're gonna be making money.
That's right,
We don't
that's
lose
right.
money
Yeah,
on
man.
this side of the aisle over here.
That's right, brother. That's right, man.
So which action star, when they depart, was most impactful? Like Stallone, Arnold. Sorry,
Arnold, hell no, bro.
No, hell no.
Hell,
no.
that guy's
I would
a
say
rip.
Stallone.
That guy's a-
because of the
Stallone, right?
fact That he just that series Tulsa was pretty awesome.
That was good.
And-
Yeah.
And
Tulsa
then
King was
now
good.
he's got his daughters, they're all grown up, and now they got him to do a reality show.
Who you talking
I've
about,
only seen a
Stallone?
few clips of it,
Yeah.
and he's sitting around at like a lunch place or something like that, and like Al Pacino's his buddy sitting over here, and they're
Yeah.
just hanging out, and these are just regular guys, and I'm like, this guy. I mean, if you think about Stallone's life, man, he's just like he tried to. They never thought he could act, all that kind of stuff. So he wrote his own stuff, created his own movies.
That's
you know,
right.
that
He
kind of
made
stuff.
his own way,
We
man.
came up from and Arnold Schwarzenegger did something similar too. You know, he came to a foreign country, did that stuff. But I was just really never much of a fan of him. But
Yeah, he came over here. You're right. Me too. I mean, I was like, I used to be a big Schwarzenegger fan. Like the guy came over here, couldn't speak a lick of English. World
they
champion
even
role.
dubbed him in that. What was is that Hercules movie?
The Hercules movie. Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
And it's
You know,
like he's speaking, and it's like some
Yeah.
guy's like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, it's like completely dubbed. But at the end of the day, I mean, the ability the discipline that he had to build his body up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I give him that, man. And then to learn English, and then to act, and he's a great actor. Of
Become
course,
a
but
politician.
he became a politician. But
He's
then at the end of
okay
at the end of his road, I think the end of his, at least in my opinion, he didn't begin to just kind of just, I don't know, man. I you know, he really sees the opportunity that we have here in America, right?
Yeah.
And now now he's all about, well, you know, he's an elite in a sense.
Well,
You know, he
you
married
lost me
into
with that.
he married into the Kennedy family, you know, and he's just like wants to take rights and all the anyway. So, but Stallone, back to Stallone, I follow him on he's my Tate, if you will. I mean, I'm not a big Tate fan, you know. I think Tate misses. I understand what Andrew Tate's trying to do for men, but he doesn't do women, and he doesn't really help women in that regard. You know what I mean? But anyways, I don't want to talk about Tate. But Stallone would be the guy in my generation. Like, I liked him because he, just like you said, people thought he couldn't act, and the guy goes out and writes his own script. You know, Rocky. Everybody knows Rocky, right? That man right there is a self-made man, millionaire. Hollywood.
And what kind of balls does it take to say, you can have my script, but I'm the star? That's the only way you're getting my script.
So
balls,
2 things on this,
especially when you're starving.
Arnold Schwarzenegger lost me when he said, "Screw your freedom" during the COVID thing. I was like, I wasn't much of a fan of you in the first place, and when you did that, it was like, really, dude? You literally, your father
freedom
was a Nazi, man. You know, and you come
Yeah.
over here and you change your whole entire life. You reap the benefits of, you know, the freedoms that you had here, and then you get your age and you're like, screw your freedom if you don't. And it's like, come on.
Exactly.
You may not agree with that, but I'm not going to tell any individual. See, we're a constitutional republic, and that means individual rights. So that doesn't mean I'm not going to go tell somebody else, screw your freedom if you don't agree with me on something or whatever. Then I'm just going to be like, look, follow the laws, you know. But then with Stallone, though, I was always a fan of. Liked his movies. Almost every movie he ever made, I thought was really good. The worst movie ever made that I thought was really good was Cobra, where it's just ridiculous. He shoots everybody in the city, and it's like no big deal. But when he just recently, when I saw the way that his daughters and his wife interact with him, just like regular kind of people. They really care about it. He was a good father to them. I mean, I guess he still is, but you know, and it was like he did all this stuff and he was able to keep his stuff together with his wife and raise the kids, and they care about him. It's not like they're brats.
I think you're right. That speaks volumes of the type of guy he was or is. Yeah, no doubt.
There's a video that like Stallone actually has. I think I don't know if it's YouTube. I think it's YouTube. He does shorts, I think, or maybe it's TikTok.
I think his daughters do it, and they post it for him because he's like, I don't know what this.
Well, actually, they're probably about a year old, so he's actually going and doing some sort of he's doing positive, hey, all right, people. He's like people want me to say something, so I remember he gave I watched one the other day where he's talking about the one he was trying to get a part in a movie with Woody Allen or something. The guy, who that guy is, and you know he shows up with his other friend. They show up on set, and you know he's trying to look all tough. He's trying to be gangsters in some sort of subway scene, trying to be like thugs, and they're trying to intimidate this character Woody Allen. And Woody Allen's he's a real small fro guy, you know, kind of a geek looking guy. If you guys know who he is, Google him. And Stallone walks up to him and his friend, and he's like, "Hey, we're here for the thug part, you know." And he looks at him, he's like, you don't look tough enough. You know, you don't look mean enough. He's like, "What are you talking about? You know, think about Stallone to do like a thug, right?" So he's like, his friend's like, "Oh man, let's just give up. You know, whatever. We didn't get the part." He goes, "Oh hell no!" So they go down to some pharmacy store. They get some they get some grease or I don't know, some sort of hair gel, and they just grease themselves up. And then he goes back into first thing is when they go to find Woody Allen, they had to go and check in at the, you know, with the direct with someone that's on set. It was a process just to get to Woody Allen to the director's chair. So the second time around, his friend Stone's like, "We're just gonna go talk to Woody Allen." He goes, "Nah, man, we're gonna get in trouble." He goes, "Nah, fuck that." He goes, "This is my part." Right. So he goes, we're not gonna give up like that. So he basically, at the end of the day, he goes around, he just walks around security like they don't even exist. He made his own way. He gets to Woody Allen, he gets up on his face. He's like, "Do I intimidate you now?" And he's like, Yes. He got the part. In fact, he's in the movie. It's called Clown something. Woody Allen Clown something, Clown Show or something like that. It's a subway scene. So Sylvester Stallone's talking about that scene, and the whole point he's making is never take no for an answer, ever.
Yeah.
ever. And he goes, I've been like that ever since in my life. And the guys, I'm sorry, he is he is, you know, if you know who he is, Rambo, Rocky, the what is the other guys, the replacements, I think is what is the movie, or what's the name of the movie?
Expendables.
The Expendables, yeah.
Oh, the Replacements was
All the
a football
old
movie.
guys, yeah.
Yeah, the Expendables. Point is, guys, he's well known globally, and the guy's just, you know, he has made a name for himself. But what I love most about the guy is, I mean, no one's perfect. All right, I'm not saying the guy's perfect, but I like the fact that he shares those life experiences with people, because I've been watching these movies since I was a kid, and now I get to see the real man, and he's talking about never give up. Those are principles that I follow. Those are things that I believe, and they actually work. They actually work.
This is another thing that I noticed. That they had they put out shorts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
my phone's gonna die.
Okay.
And my phone's gonna die, and it's feed my laptop because I lost my transformer. So I'm gonna say
All right,
good
buddy.
night, goodbye for now.
All right,
And-
buddy.
Chris.
Then you're
At least you're going away with the full stomach.
Yeah. Good
All
job
right, Terry.
tonight.
what?
Yeah, good job, buddy.
All right, thank you.
If you get your power back on, man, we're still on, man. You know, you're more than welcome to jump on, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Any and every time.
With Stallone though, they do these shorts, right? And he has 3 daughters. I mean, I think it's a series on some show, but I've just seen the shorts. So the 2 older daughters and the mom, the wife, they're FaceTiming Stallone. He's at like some type of shoot or something like that, and they haven't seen him in a while. And they're talking to him. I haven't seen the whole episode, but they're talking to him, and they're like, the youngest daughter broke up with her boyfriend, and they think that she's taking it pretty hard. And the older daughters and the mom are talking to Stallone because Stallone, you know, connects better with the younger daughter, and she'll listen to him. And I'm like, you know, that happens with the family dynamic. You attract, you know, some of the kids are more towards the mom than dad, or if it's, you know, whichever parent. And I thought that was good too, because that's like, you know, this guy is a family man, you know, and you forget about that when you see all these movies and all these different things that they do, and how hard he had to struggle through. And then he's also a family man and is keeping his life together and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a fan of.
And you actually saw that. Is what you're talking about, the short, right?
Yeah,
So
it
he
was.
So he
it
was
on
so,
Instagram.
so he gave her like some advice and
He didn't talk to her during that. I think it's a part of the episode. You had to watch the whole thing.
Gotcha.
But he was like, she's tough. I think she'll be okay. And they were like, Dad, you got to talk to her. And he was like, all right, well, I'll talk to her. And they were all like, well, thank goodness he's going to talk to her, because he's the only one that can talk to her that she listens to.
Yeah, I agree. I have 2 daughters. I have two adulting daughters, and that are my daughters, and I have 2 stepdaughters. And I'm close with both of my oldest daughters. Obviously, my oldest daughter, Lele Ortiz, right? Everybody knows her. I mean, you hear me talk about her. She is the free spirit. She's the one that I have to rein in. Like everything that I ever got away with as a kid, and my dad, I thought my dad didn't know about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All the crap I did. Yeah, it's true, guys. If you have children, karma it will come back. You know, all I can say is that.
All I'm saying is I have 5 daughters. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, so I'm just like, so I mean, I would catch when she's adulting now, but when she was a teenager growing up, I would just like, really, Lele? Like, I already know. And like, I would catch her every time. She's like, how do you know? I was like, because I've done this. Except my dad didn't catch me, so I know better. But then my youngest, she's this. So Lele is the free spirit, the one that just, you can't really tell what she's thinking. She shows no emotion. She's sarcastic. She's brash. She's gonna tell you. She's gonna call you out. My youngest is very sensitive and sweet, you know, and very soft spoken, quick to listen, you know, slow to speak type thing. Which is kind of actually how I am. Actually, I know, Chris, you don't believe that, but I am. And she, so I would say that I relate more to my.
Sweet. You're very sweet.
When I think of sweet.
Yeah, guys are lying. They're lying. Backstage, they think I'm very sweet. No, but my youngest, she's the one that who I think I wouldn't say I'm close. I'm close to both of them, but the one that I would relate to most, and who would probably actually hear what I have to say. The oldest, I'm gonna do whatever I want, but my youngest is the one that I got to see what dad has to think. And then my stepdaughters, it's funny because they're literally like spitting images of my daughters, like different ages, obviously, but it's like, wow, I'm like kind of reliving this again. So, which is cool for me because, this ain't my first rodeo, you know what I mean? And my wife's like, how do you know they're going to do that? It's like, cause I've been there before twice, trust me. So I've got that experience in it, but, I could tell you though, but having the daughters 5, I have 4. So it makes a lot of sense, bro. Why you and I connect, man. 100%. I tell you what, man, having like I said, I've said this many times over is, having daughters really makes me want to be a better man and on this planet.
I'm with you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's great with yours, but my 4 daughters are
4 daughters,
bourbon drinking, cigar smoking, gun shooting, 40-year-old men. But basically, they get along with their significant others because it's like they're like, man, it's like a best friend. We're hanging out and doing that stuff. My son's like, I don't want to shoot any guns. I don't want to. I'm like, all right, whatever. He thinks all my daughters are like, my dad's super duper awesome. He's cool, man. He's like one of my buddies and everything. My son's like, he's a nerd, man. I don't want to have anything to do with him.
Now, is your son the youngest or what? Middle child? Or?
Yeah, he's the youngest, man.
That explains. There you
his
go.
older sister, man, they just beat up on him.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. I have older sisters that used to beat up on me all the time, and I was like, I can't hit you, you're girls, and they knew it. God dang it, they knew it, man. I would just take the freaking hits, and then but that's what it is. But it's funny. You have 4 daughters and a son, and I thought you had 2 daughters. So thanks for sharing that, Chris.
Oh, I thought you knew that. I
didn't know that. No,
and I've got 5, and 4 of them. I raised them like they were like my buddies, so it seemed to be easier for me. I didn't have all that. I mean, every one of my daughters had pictures with shotguns at their prom.
I got my daughters shoot all the time
and everything.
Too, so,
they were like, yeah, this is cool, but I don't know I don't think I'd be a good dad if they were like, can we talk about our feelings? No.
I think you would, man.
Hey, that video, guys, I was
Don't
talking
sell
about
yourself short, bro.
from Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Sorry, that it said turn a no to it. Thanks, Biz. That's exactly the video that I'm talking about. It's a damn good video. Go watch it. He's got tons more out there. It's real quick, a minute or two. Actually he's taking a piece of his life experience and giving it to you, and you can interpret it either way you want. But I guarantee you will walk away with going, I'm glad I heard that story. Thanks for that, Biz. Yeah, I mean, and that's really how life is like how people become successful in life is not because they figured it out, because they've looked at others that have been successful and they've taken their experiences and they've made it their own and they've applied it to their lives, because everybody's different, right? Everybody has different worldviews and these types of things, but there are principles that just are true no matter what part of the world you're from. Integrity, dignity, and all these things, and hard work and work ethic, turning a no into a yes, all these things. Mm-hmm. All those things matter, guys. And what does it have to do with crypto? Everything. If you really want to win in this space, because we're all new at this space, right? It's doable. You just have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. Put no faith in man, but in your own. Put faith in yourself. And what does that mean exactly? I mean, it sounds all cliche-ish and corny. That just means you got to put the work in. If you truly believe that you will be successful in anything in life, if you believe you will be, then you will be. And it's great to hear other people saying, you're going to be great, you're awesome. But you have to believe it first. Because if you believe it, others believe it. If you don't believe it and people are telling you, that means they're lying to you guys. All right. They're just telling you what you want to hear. But if you believe it, I'm just telling you right now, if you believe it, others will tell you, and because you believe it, and you just begin to make things happen in your life. And I think crypto is one of those things where, if you look at where we're at now in this community, we have some blockchains that are about to launch here, right? Even in a bear market, we have these things happening, these boxes being checked. We got projects listed. right? We got people in the community. We got hopefully other communities that come in that want to launch projects specifically in Vulcan. I mean, there's a lot of things that are happening, a lot of parts moving. We got teams working on things collectively. You know, you got Plan B working on with his team. You got NR and myself working on our team. You know, you got what's your name, Chris? You got Chris working on something. I'm just joking, bro.
I'm working on making money off all
I
you
know.
guys.
You got I know.
Working on making money.
You got Chris making money. But point, guys, you got the other influencers. You got Greek Prado, and you got the other guys out there. You know, Fowler's working on his Gods of Gaming. You know, he's working hard on this stuff, man. He's putting the work in. I mean, think about it, when he's not on a live, he's working. He's trying to do everything on his own, which is that man's crazy.
Speaking of that, did you see the Medium article I sent to our group? Did you get a chance to peep that?
I have not.
So I wrote our first Medium article for Property Flex, and I posted it in I don't know if it was I think I might have posted it in our Discord chat instead of our regular one. Milky suggested one small change or something, not a change, but something to add to it. Just one little phrase, but I'll throw that in our team chat in the the message with the four of us. I'll add that little section that he wanted me to add. And yeah, man, we'll be ready for that first Medium article, man. Milky said he loved it. So, yeah.
Right,
if you want peep through it, let me know if you want to change anything or any of that stuff. But I finally threw it all together. I had like 4 different ones written, and I condensed them all down.
I remember you working on them for sure.
Yeah.
Once you guys finalize it, we'll move it to our social media links on our website. I got some stuff working on the back end on the website.
Right.
I'm trying to launch something quickly here, but I have been under the weather, guys. So I'm back. My energy levels are back up.
Yeah,
I'm back on track. I'm focused
that.
again. So I want to start knocking some things out. And I'm actually talking, and I'm going to share this with you in a moment, but I'm talking to our senior dev over at Prism right now. He's messaging me. We got some pretty great news going on with Prism Chain. So
I know I just set that account up the other night.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we got some cool stuff, guys. We'll bring it to you here in a bit. I'll forward it to you, man. And we how we want to drop this.
Cool.
But,
yeah, man. About it.
Yeah. So the point I'm making, guys, is even in spite of everything happening in the world, in the space, the community, people we just want to do well. We want the opportunity to make things happen for ourselves. And as long as you want it, there are going to be people that bring it. All right. So just keep that in mind. So we feed off your energy and you feed off our hours as a whole. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what's about to happen in spite of the SEC, throwing everything at the wall right now, right? Trying to shut everybody, trying to sue everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. And then they just sue Coinbase and Binance, and they've pretty much thrown a lawsuit at everybody in the space. It's pretty ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
All right, man. I'm gonna text this to you real quick.
Cool. And Teddy One, I see you, man, trying to turn financially free into a yes.
Oh, you know what happens whenever Teddy One is in the chat, right?
Yep. I do.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, that's right, man. I love that stuff.
Teddy One's little one. Yeah, man.
That's great. That's great stuff, man.
I haven't been in the Vulcan Discord lately. He said there's a lot of negativity going on. That's unfortunate.
People are just complacent, man.
Yeah. Plus, there hasn't really been any big Vulcan news lately, right? We're just kind of sitting back, waiting for mainnet to go. So,
I actually saw a comment here. I was going to bring it up.
Where you at?
I think it's exciting. It's relative to Vulcan. Let me find it. Biz threw it up there earlier. So we have a total of 401 full nodes being KYC, 202 KYC.
NFTs,
so,
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
I'm doing mine this week. I have not KYC'd yet. So
yep.
As soon as I do, that number will be 500.
Yep. Well, I've started my process. I haven't gotten it back. So but
right on.
But yeah, thanks for that, Biz. So that's actually good news. That just shows that people are they're queuing up, man. They're queuing up to make this thing happen. So there should be
that deadline's what, the 21st?
The 21st, yeah.
21st, yeah. Right
Yeah.
on.
So the great thing is, about that, just the you know, you would think that I think at the very beginning it was like 100, 200, like we're all the note holders. Well, they're coming, they're starting to, they're paying attention. You know, the writing's on the wall. You know, it's about
I think
to
that
happen.
tells you right there. Plus, I
Yeah.
know some people are waiting. I still have some people buying nodes. I'm still brokering deals for people with nodes. I'm actually waiting for some money to come in for a deal, actually, hopefully tomorrow. So, yeah, so there's still some deals going on for nodes, guys. Reach out if you know you're interested. There's still some nodes out there for sale, and I think that's why you don't see that number being 500 yet. Because after the 21st, you're stuck. Once they mint that node NFT, you're done. There's no more transfer, no more nothing. It's bound to that wallet.
Yep.
So yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
All
man.
right,
And
so-
Teddy one. Let me tell you this, man. One of the biggest things that really helped me out with was in becoming financially free and getting to the point where I'm at in life was finding someone, and actually more than one person that was where I wanted to be and being able to learn from them. So if you have someone around you that's in that type of position that could almost be a mentor you can listen to, I would say spend as much time as possible and learn as much as you possibly can from that person or that individual. And if you don't have any individuals around you that are in that type of position, then find books, man. Find books. Find someone like Chris. Come hang out on YouTube videos, stuff like that, and just absorb as much information from people that are in a position where you want to be. And eventually, believe me, man, with that hard work, you'll get there, man. No doubt about it. Just absorb as much of that information as possible. No doubt.
Yeah, Plan B's got a message out. Hopefully, you guys will join in and have registered for the DApp Starter Workshop. I think he's directing that to you.
To us for Property Flex, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
it should be. Oh, trust me. Plan B, it's happening. It's happening.
Right on.
We have a meeting on tomorrow, so that was actually on
Yep.
on the discussion. So
Yep, that's something we're
So-
going to talk about. Yeah.
what I'm happy is that we're thinking about it, and as you are as well. So I appreciate that.
So Plan
Jason.
B, maybe you can give us a little bit more on this one. I know Teddy One was asking about any light node updates. So I know the last time about anything that I've heard, as far as light nodes are concerned, from my understanding, you may not need a virtual machine to run the light nodes. It may just be as simple as opening up your browser. So that was a tidbit of information that I heard about the light nodes. So I don't know if that is 100% true, but I know it's going to be very easy. And even if you do need a virtual machine, it's going to be very easy to unpack and run. But the last thing that I heard was it may be just as simple as opening up a web page or a browser. So, Teddy One, I hope that helps. Maybe Plan B has some more information, or again, I haven't really been in the
I
Vulkan
thought I
Discord
heard
lately.
it was an
so.
extension in your.
Yeah, that
browser.
might be it too. Just like a Google browser extension, something like that. Yeah, man. No doubt. And yes, you do have us, Teddy One.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, sir. A couple of buddies in the stock market. They gave up on crypto. I'm sorry to hear that. I know crypto can be a little rough, but with the volatility also comes opportunity. That is the one thing I do see in crypto. With volatility comes opportunity. So hopefully, when you can show them that you've made some money once Vulkan launches and all that good stuff, you can show them some profit. Maybe you can convince them to jump back in, because I do feel like we're still at the beginning here. We're still the crypto market's still ripe for some money to be made, no doubt. And the stock market, that's just as rough, if not more. It's manipulated, and no one can tell me that the stock market's not manipulated. So yeah.
You are
Let's
correct,
see.
sir.
What is this here? How do you feel about the light nodes update? Already read the medium. I don't have light nodes, so I don't really know a whole lot about them. Chris, do you?
No, I don't have any light nodes. I don't know anything about any of the node situation other than what Biz tells us and what you guys tell me.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up on the on the light nodes at all. So yeah, not too much there for you, Teddy One. Unfortunately, sorry.
Didn't Nick and I saw a video on the light nodes on the Vulcan. I think it was on the Vulcan YouTube channel. I think it was, or some sort of video came out, and Nick was talking about the light nodes. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
There was some sort of I wouldn't say an update, but there was a video on it and how it works and everything. I don't have any light nodes as well, so of course I caught a few minutes of it, but it was Nick talking. He was talking through it and how they work. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, go check it out. Biz, if you can find that link, maybe put it in the comment and we can post it.
Yeah. Yeah. Plan B kind of added. Thank you, Plan B. Correct. Simple to set up. Also, we have a chosen selected few to load up into testnet soon, and we have run successful tests on a few other things, so we are happy with that progress. So that is awesome. And Plan B said, yeah, they did an update, posted it in Discord and Medium. So there you go.
Yeah, I got that email. So
cool.
Which was I went straight to it. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. Hey, NR, I sent you a message that I got from our lead dev, and if you notice if you notice the boxes that I highlighted, so just kind of read through that, and then however you want to throw that out, I'll take your lead on that. So, and while you do that, all right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, guys, I was chatting with our devs, if you will. I have been out of pocket because I was a bit under the weather, so I was out of pocket across all mediums here. But I'm back, Yeah, I like the John Wick comment. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. So Teddy One says light nodes are supposed to get 5% of the transaction, something like that. And of course, Plan B says, yep, that is correct. Yep. That is good stuff. See,
you guys,
Plan B says that they earn credits that can claim them. That can claim them, in regards they're still rebasing. So yeah, that's really the key, is they're rebasing. So any vol you get is rebasing, right, Chris? So
yep.
And I think you can even see with the ESCO stuff. It's rebasing. So if you're holding it, what are you getting, like 1% a day or something? What is the rate? 1.5% a day or
1% a day? But yeah. the thing about vol is, and that what I like is that my profits, I will have now I'll have two places for a store of value. So I'll have Bitcoin and I'll have Vulcan. So with Vulcan, I'll be rebasing. And it'll be more attractive to me in the long run for that. So with me, now I and my future is, how am I going to off ramp from Vulcan? Because I could easily see me taking profits and holding Vulcan like the years I've been holding Bitcoin, because I will be accumulating and holding Vulcan and into different projects and stuff like that, and profits that I get will go into Vulcan and things like that. So that's a kind of a unique dynamic situation that I'll be in the future with Vulcan. So
sounds good. That makes sense. No, that makes sense, Chris. And I like what ESCO's doing. I think we've all seen the price and what's been going on, and honestly, the more that I look at it, I really have to say that I think it's pretty brilliant. Especially when he starts creating more of those pairs. That's basically gonna suck those coins liquidity pairs, just kind of like it did with Seifu. And basically all those other ones are gonna have thinner liquidity pairs. And to me, it's kind of genius when you sit back and think about it. If he's gonna do that with 500 total 500 total liquidity pairs, to me, it's pretty damn brilliant, I gotta say. I didn't quite wrap my head around it all at first when I first, read it and all that stuff. But the more I sit back and talk to like Greek about it, and you, Chris, and all, I'm like, damn, this is damn cool. So,
well, I mean, I don't want to be a party pooper, but I would like to see a little bit of a retracement for Seifu Go. Not because
I know what you mean. Yeah.
but I find
You know, guys, we don't like to talk about FUD. We don't even. I mean, you got FUD, you got Fudders, and then you got Elmer Fudd.
no, that's not FUD. That's people taking.
No,
profit.
that's I get what he's saying.
I was joking, brother.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, Chris. You know that I hope people are taking profit, man. But,
Yeah,
you know,
because I want to see it retracement because retracements are healthy charts.
It's good.
And
Yeah,
healthy
it's a good
charts
thing.
are-
Yeah.
People are involved. And when you're involved in something, you have an executable plan to create wealth for yourself, and by creating wealth, you take profit. You're just not sitting there waiting. If I wait here for a year, I'll make it. It'd be like you may.
Well, that's how
not,
many.
so,
That's how
you
so
know.
many people got wrecked in so many things. Just like Doge. I mean, how
Right.
many people rode Doge all the way up and thought it was out of greed or fear? They didn't sell, and it just plummeted back down. Now they still made some profit, but not what those
Right,
profits
you
weren't
can-
what they could have been.
You can
know?
have a healthy chart with
Right.
people taking profit, and I would be very concerned if a developer or something was like, no, I want the chart up to the right, bam. No, you don't want that, because eventually all the people that weren't taking profit on their way up, they're going to take their profit when
Right.
Plan B's hat falls off his head. They're going to be like, oh my God, we got to take profit, and it's going to be like big red candle, and that's not healthy. It's healthy
What
to
goes up
go up
must
a
come
little
down.
bit. Yeah, it's just a nice
Yeah.
gradual going up to the right, people taking profit.
Yeah.
Now Seifu Go is ranging right now. And okay, and in this type of market, but it's probably just ranging because of Binance. There's stuff going on with Binance.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would like to see a healthy retracement, not like, $100, not like, I'm not saying everybody sell, I'm saying take your profits. Do what you can to position yourself better to keep going. It's not going away, so just
Sometimes I wonder too with like the SEC stuff. It's like, are those guys shorting like Bitcoin, and they're like, I'm gonna throw this lawsuit at them, in a week, so I'm gonna short Bitcoin because
they
it's
are.
gonna drop. So those guys are manipulating. They're playing the game. They're making money off of their own moves. You can't tell me they're not.
Right. Yeah, and Teddy one, I agree with that. Plan B. That will be that's the off ramp that I would be using. But my position is that I think I will hold more vol, monetarily wise, than I do Bitcoin for the rebasing, and it'll be my go-to place for profits that are not off ramp. So it'll just
like property flex and stuff
Right.
like that, right?
Property flex, any kind of profit's just going to go into vol, or
Right.
I mean, it depends, because I want to reinvest, and I hope a lot of them are doing this, but I want to invest in things like property flex, things that I'm going to have an NFT of some type that I'm going to be able to receive vol benefits. If I am in a project that I don't receive vol benefits for some reason or other, whatever, my profits will be in vol. So
Exactly. Plan B. Love to be that guy. Yeah, 110%, man.
Yep.
No doubt. Yep. And they're all, everybody that knew about that shit, they were like, oh, I'm shorting this shit. Hell yeah, they did.
yeah, they make, if you look at their salaries and stuff like that, and all of a sudden they're just like super wealthy.
Yeah. Or they
And then
do it in somebody else's name, They're
and they go from a
family
government
member.
job to like, an 8-figure salary with so and so when they're done, and it's like, how did that happen? How do you amass that type of background and stuff?
And Chris, have you read, what is the hell the name of that test that they use? It's like from the 1940s to tell if something's a security or not.
Right.
It's like, come on, man. It's 2023, and you're using some standards from the 40s. Like, don't you think it's time to rewrite these laws? And obviously technology is moving so fast, and I mean we see it with the internet. They had to come out with new laws kind of very quickly. They need to start doing the same thing in regards to crypto and securities and stuff in regards to being securities and things like that. They're just not keeping up with the times at all, and it shows. So
Yeah, but they're
the Howey test, that's it. Yeah,
They're
Howey
getting-
test. Yeah.
they're the whole everything that they're doing is without direction.
Yeah, they're
They-
kind of
they-
making it up as they go along.
They're just like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just throw this sledgehammer through the China shop,
Yep.
dude. I mean, just
Yep.
let's just see what happens. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's no rhyme or reason to any of this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like like I always say, and I go back to government. They create the problem.
Mhm.
They sell it to the media. The media tells the country thinks the sky's falling, and the government comes in to save the day.
Yep.
The problem that they created. And that's what they're doing with crypto right now. And they're going to do it for a while. And most people will see past that stuff. I mean, most people aren't going to get caught up in
Hope so.
the stupidity of it. I'm going to continue to do my plan. And unless something happens that, I mean, they can't, they're not going to touch DeFi. And if I have to, I'll go somewhere where in a country or something like that makes life easier for me to participate in the things that I want to. I'm not here because somebody's holding me hostage. I'm here because this is where I want to be, and I'm going to stay here. And then no government or nothing's going to keep me from doing what I want to do. So, I mean, within reason, I'm not going to go breaking the law, but but if they put out a law or something like that, I'm gone, dude. I'll be somewhere else where it's like it's friendly.
Yeah. Have you seen the actual complaints, though? Yeah, SEC is accusing Binance doing the same as FTX with multiple companies. Yes, I have read the complaint.
Yeah, I'm sure there's things legitimate in there, but I mean, what would be wrong with them having to sit down and having a discussion about different things? This is like they just run out there and be like, they don't even tell Binance the details of it, and they're telling the media about it. The media knows more about what's going on than Binance does. Well, according to the director of communications for Binance, Hillman? What is that his name? I forget.
I think it is Hillman. Yeah, and you're right, Marshall. QFed now supposedly coming in July, so we shall see.
Well, that's why I think that they're gonna that Fed now. I think that that's why they're not gonna go away from the dollar, because they're going to need the Fed now is going to need some type of off ramp. They're going to need some type of thing that people are
right.
Going
to but that may be the start of, hey, here's our digital currency, and I think you may start to see inflation going a little crazy. I think you may start seeing.
Well, I really
them
think
trying to pivot away from the dollar.
We're going to see 0.25% the next Fed rate, I think. So that right there, and then this budget deal that they did, they're going to create more inflation is on the way.
Yep.
But like I said, by the time all this stuff is said and done, I don't think that they're going to be able to do anything with the dollar. They might try to devalue it for the purposes of creating the problem, so that people's solution is Fed now.
Yeah, and I've read the disaster stories where they're trying to really take out the dollar and the banks and that side of things, and then kind of what you were just talking about, where I think the dollar's not going anywhere. They're going to need an off ramp. So
well, I don't think people see. This is what I say. I think that people won't accept losing the dollar, and if they're losing the dollar, people will flood to DeFi cryptocurrency. They will flood because. Listen, man, I'm telling you, there are tons of people that still got their dollars under their mattress and they ain't moving it anywhere. There's a whole generation of people that are like, I want cash in my pocket still, that kind of stuff. And they do all kinds of things on this planet with physical currency, and that they like the commingling of the both. So, and if they do, if it's like the government says this is what you can spend, there will be a whole market of DeFi out there.
I agree.
And there's plenty of countries on the planet that are DeFi friendly that will be participating in it, and you'll see a bunch of DeFi friendly moving to those countries.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I always carry large amounts of cash. I try to do a lot of transactions in cash. I try to use it to barter. You're seeing a lot more businesses now charging like a 3 or 4% increase when you go to buy things. They're trying to put the credit card transactions back to the consumer. I always ask for cash discounts any and everywhere I go.
Yeah,
And I'd
cash
say
is
a
king.
good
Cash is
at
king.
least 50% of the time, if not 60 to 70%, usually they'll give me a cash discount.
Yeah, I agree with Plan B, but they're putting the
Yeah.
story out there that it's almost impossible for you to be that big of a company like that and not have somebody letting you know what's
right.
going on, you know. And I think all these people know what's going on, and when Coinbase made their video and stuff like that, they're like, now here's our side of it. It's going to go back and forth. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to figure it out. It's just like the budget deal. A month ago, people were like, do you think they're going to get the budget? I mean, we're going to default and everything. No, they're going to get the budget.
Yeah.
They all need to get their clicks in. They need to get their FaceTime on the TVs. They need to get their popularity going one way or the other. Popularity, good or bad, because for a politician, it's the same thing. If you hate a politician, they're constantly in your face. Look at Trump. And they put him on the news all the time, especially news outlets that hate him. I mean, it's free advertising for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got CNN like the most ratings they've had in like 5 years.
Right. And they'll continue to do that stuff.
He did that town hall.
It goes back to they create the problem and then bring you the solution. They're like, Trump is evil, but here, watch our TV, watch our channel for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Plan B's right,
I want to comment on this. Massimo says, why would Brian, I'm assuming he means Brian Legend.
Yeah.
Why would Brian ban people asking questions and telling what's on their mind? Are we in China, communist? Well, I've been banned by Brian. So I could say, so I can speak to this. So I speak from experience. Look, at the end of the day, it's his Discord. He can do whatever he wants. If he feels what you're saying doesn't help the cause of getting Vulcan or whatever project you're in, whether it's ESCO, Seifu, then he can ban you. So all I can say is tread lightly, guys. I mean, you can say what you want, but just make sure that you're bringing something sensible and make sure it's not attacking or anything like that. Because I've been saying a lot of things for a long time, and I so at the end of the day, just again, it's his Discord. He can do what he wants. Just jump into another Discord. You can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, you don't have to be in that one. So yeah, so I hear what you're saying, but it's not a big deal, man. Not a big deal.
Well, I mean, and you also have to have a mutual respect. I mean, because of the fact that if you're going into their Discord, same thing like with Vulcan and like
going into their Discord
and stuff like that. If you don't like Kryptonian or you don't like, I mean, say you think you have evidence that Kryptonian's a bad guy, and you go into his Discord and you're running your mouth.
Well, I've got pictures.
I mean, we know that he is.
Sure.
But you're hurting other people and stuff like that. So mutual respect. Hey, just go have a conversation with them or make your own Discord and talk.
I would say this. I would say what I learned from that experience is, I tell you what, if you've got questions, why don't you reach out to those guys directly?
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you they're going to answer you.
Yeah.
Right. So
I agree.
I think Plan B's comment.
And here's the other thing too, guys. If you've asked a question and you received a viable answer, just because you don't like that answer doesn't give you cause to then ask the question a bunch more times and say, oh, I didn't get a good answer. These guys are not answering me. If you got an answer, take it for what it is. I do see that happen a lot of times. People will get an answer, and because it's not the answer that they wanted to hear, they'll come back and ask the question a different way, or him and haul because it wasn't exactly what they wanted to hear. I'm not saying that's the case all the time, but I have seen some instances of that. And I've also seen some instances where people have asked legit questions and it wasn't responded to friendly by people in there. So I guess it goes both ways. Like Chris said, I think there has to be a mutual respect.
There has to be mutual respect, 100%, man. And I was very fortunate to have Jason reach out to me and say, hey, look, man, and speaking to this, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. So the questions will be answered. I guarantee you that. I have a very, very long conversation. I was on the phone on a call with Jason for, over an hour, almost 2 damn hours. It was pretty long, pretty late for me. which is cool. And he answered. He
Well,
addressed
the
all my
funny part
questions.
about it is Plan B was sitting there the whole time you were talking.
This guy. I'm trying to have a serious moment here, and this guy. I think it's time for his vitamins. No, but I know what you're saying. No, but it's yeah. No, I understand that, Plan B. It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, guys, it's how you. It's you know. I guarantee you, if you ask, just reach out to them directly, and then they will answer you to their best of their ability. I learned that very very quickly.
Yeah, as did I.
And I like this example here. And he actually mentioned this to me in our conversation. If it's okay that I mentioned that, Plan B, because I'm gonna say it anyways. But if he was like, look, if someone went to your house screaming and telling you you're a clown, you'll shut the door pretty quickly normally. And he's right. If someone came to my door and says you're a clown, you're an a-hole, you need to die, you're deaf to you and everyone else. Yeah, I'd be like, I didn't hear you between the hold on one second. It's like I hear what
obviously
you're saying.
came to the wrong house.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that at my house. I tell you that right now, but
Right.
I'll see you a mile away. But no, he's right. At the end of the day, it's respect. If you're upset with somebody, you're upset with how things are going, the other person on the other end is still human. So
Right.
there's still dignity involved in this. Do not forget that. If you treat someone with dignity, they will respond in kind. As I say always, human beings respond in kind all the time. It's just human nature. It's how we're wired. So consider that whenever you start asking questions. So
Yeah, man.
Whoa,
Keep
whoa,
in
whoa,
mind.
Whoa. Hold on a second. Is this
Yeah.
breaking news?
What you got? Oh wow! There you go.
well then, you got to go.
Oh, yeah, there is an announcement. Yep.
There you go.
There it is. There it is. I was waiting for this one because I like drip. So you want me to bring it up?
Are you still in drip, Kryptonian?
I am. I don't have like a big bag. I mean, I got into it kind of late.
Yeah.
In the game, and then it dumped. I think when I got into it, it was like 90. Did he ever get to like $100? I think I don't remember so long ago.
It's been a minute, dude.
20, 30 bucks. I think it was 20, 30 bucks or something like that. I got into it, bought like 100 drip or something. It's been freaking dripping since then. That was like last year. I haven't even looked at my watch. I've looked at it occasionally. I've got some money in there to play with, but I'm just waiting.
Letting
on
it drip away. Yeah.
Letting it drip away.
You're
I mean,
letting it
that's what
fill
it
up
is.
the bucket, right?
That's it, right? Until I can. And then if they have the pairing going on with Esco, that's actually a good thing. So
There you go, man.
oh, we got Plan B saying something. He says the funny thing is when things are good, everyone loves everyone. When things aren't as
true.
expected, everyone is the enemy, and it changes in like 2 minutes at a time.
I have
Actually, I'm going to
noticed
correct
that.
you. It changes in a minute.
Yeah.
A minute. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Plan B. When everything's good, everybody's happy. He and I actually had a conversation about something very similar. So I know, I think I know what you're talking about and who you're talking about. So I appreciate that one, man. All right. I think I'm talking about NR.
Yeah.
I thought Drip has
Mookie said 190 all-time high, I think, for drip.
Yeah, I think I got in Drip and it was just hitting like maybe $100, And I was
Yeah,
like,
I didn't do drip. I didn't get into drip.
And then it came
not what I
crashing down,
Yeah.
I mean, because it was the bull run was over. We're in a bear market, but I think that it's still what I like about it hasn't rugged. It's still I'm still getting my 1% a day, whatever it is. So it works. It works. I don't have any complaints. I didn't get into the animal farms and all that. Who was it that's actually in it? Are you the one that's in that?
Guy High's in it.
This guy. Yeah, he was talking about some crazy games that he's making. Yeah,
guys in it. Greeks. And
once I dropped, I got out of it. Yeah.
Man, I made some good. I squeezed a lemon and threw it in my water. Man, that shit is good. Like just the perfect ratio of lemon to water. That shit is blaze. Damn. Yeah, man.
Oh, what did you do? Lemon and what?
Lemon water, man. I squeezed the lemon in my
Oh,
water.
yeah. There you go.
And I put like just the right amount of like the perfect amount. So yeah, man. It's good shit.
I like some. Yeah, I think I do that all the time. Ice water with some lemon tastes really good, man. I don't drink. You guys drink sweet tea? Well, I know Chris does because he's from Mayberry. What
I'll
about
throw
you,
it down.
NR?
Yeah, man. I'll throw it down.
Some-
Oh yeah.
There is no other.
Throw down some
tea.
sweet tea.
No,
I
there's
like a
unsweet
half
tea,
and half
bro.
too. Sweet tea and
Oh,
lemonade.
okay, so I used to do a sweet tea. I had to scale back, man. I mean, now I do a half and half. Now I just do straight tea, bro.
Yeah.
Unsweet. You know, like
That's-
Ben do.
Oh, I gotta take this off the screen.
Oh, me or what? Because you've been doing it all night.
No. The Vulcan thing. I
Okay.
gotta do some business.
So what do you think about that prism stuff there, NR?
Pretty
Prism
cool,
chain.
man. That's it's good to see. I'll say that.
Yeah, we have some things we're going to be. We kind of touched on them in a bit.
I think I think we don't throw anything out just yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I think maybe we see where this goes, especially with the second box, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
see where that stuff goes.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's
Yep. I was just talking to him a minute ago, and to the senior dev, and there's some things that you and I got to knock out on our end.
okay.
With the GUIs and stuff. So we'll talk about that off chain, offline. But yeah, it's looking really good, man. It's looking really good. You heard TCL's message earlier today, right? Was it
I
yesterday
did.
or this morning?
It was this morning, yeah.
It was, yeah.
He sounded pretty stoked, man. He
Oh,
sounded
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
excited. Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. I'm excited,
Yeah.
man. I'm excited. I just like where everything's going, man. We've got a lot of the projects that we're involved in. Everything's moving in the same direction.
I agree.
You know, and that's how we like it, right? We don't need anything slowing us down. Everything is making its own steps progressively forward, with the same goal in mind for all of us, for everybody, and that's to create opportunities for everybody to make some money, have some fun,
Yeah,
and love what we do, man. And that's what do we love? We love crypto. So, I'm excited about it. I surely am.
Yeah, man. Good stuff.
And so I know that Bitcoin kind of did a little pump earlier. What was it, yesterday? I think it went to 28K or 27K. So one of our buddy was just like, he took some profit that he made in Esco, and he hasn't bought any. I think he's been buying a little bit of Bitcoin. He reaches out to me. He's like, man, look what I did. And he sends me a screenshot. He bought some actual Bitcoin, and when it was at,
I think he sent me the same one.
at 24K, 25K, then it
Yeah.
pumped up to 27K. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm assuming
finally
it's
you're
the
getting
same.
into Bitcoin.
I'm assuming it's the same guy that
Yeah,
a
yeah,
mutual
yeah.
friend of ours. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it's super
Yeah,
important,
I was
guys, to
happy
take
for him.
profit.
Yeah. I was happy for him.
He's been trying to build that Bitcoin bag. But guys, you know, with Esco, I think it's at $400. I haven't looked at it in a couple hours. I don't own any
It's up
Esco.
there.
I mean, at all. Yeah. Take profit, guys. Take profit. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, don't wait for it
I
to go to
actually went
20K
in-
because it could happen.
Yeah. I went in with him in Esco.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah. So
Oh.
I wasn't able. I
Oh,
was
wow,
at
okay.
I was at a party that night, so I wasn't able to jump in. So I sent him the funds that I was going to use, and he kind of, did it for me, and so I got a little percentage of his bag. So yeah, hell of a guy.
Oh,
Hell of
there
a
you
guy.
go. That's
Yeah,
a
man.
big bag, man.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
hell of a guy. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
So we gotta-
Mookie Crypto, we are excited for Property Flex as well. Hopefully we get we have filed for the incorporation in the Cayman Islands, if you guys have been following along. So maybe another week or two tops on that.
Yeah, it was about a
Really,
3-week plan
it's-
out, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks total. So we're about there. Yeah. So yeah, things are moving along. And really, once it comes time, once the blockchain launches and it's time for us to do our thing, our platform's very simple. It's not going to be elaborate. I mean, we're going to expand upon it, but to get started, you know, we just need one simple mint to get started. And yeah, we're not going to make it super elaborate. And obviously we're going to tweak it and build it as we gain traction, get more projects, but it's pretty simple. So we should be ready to go for launch.
Oh yeah. It'll probably take a dev a couple hours just to knock that out easy. You know?
Yeah.
Bam, here's your
Now we
NFT.
don't want to put something out trashy, you know. I mean, we don't want it simple, but not, you know, you can be simple and elegant or simple and professional. It doesn't have to be, you know, we don't want it looking like a third grader made the shit, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fisher Price, my first, you know, NFT mint.
Microsoft Paint, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. We want to make sure it looks nice, and of course, it's going to function as it should. But I'll tell you this: Milky and Crypto Legend, I think that every time we try to have meetings, or we do have meetings weekly.
We have one tomorrow, actually.
Yeah. Yep. Crypto Legend, he's literally almost always on site looking at
I don't think there's been a meeting yet that he wasn't like, I'm going to a site to look at a property. I'm going here to
so he's definitely, and even Milky, you know, these guys just they cannot wait, you know.
Yeah.
So once we go live,
I had one thrown at me the other day, man. I ran into a buddy of mine and he's like, man, I got this 4 duplex. It was like $400K, 4 duplex, bringing in $50K a year. All the units already rented out. Wow. So yeah, he's like, you know, are you interested? I'm like, not quite yet. So yeah,
not quite yet. Yeah, but yeah, that can absolutely be something we could look at for sure. Something like that, right?
Especially on like the rental side of things. I mean, if 400K is not a ton. You know, he just had it all revamped. It was all just redone. Everything's rented out, and I mean,
almost day one, it's generating revenue.
Correct.
Day one, you know, and that's and those are kind of be I think Milky even alluded to that those are going to be some of the projects we're looking into right away, that we can give the investors an immediate, like, bam, you got the NFT. Not only is it rebasing and doing these things, and then almost day 90 or whatever, day 30, bam, we're starting to show you guys some revenue from that. That would be amazing to be able to do that, right? That would be ideal,
agree.
Right? That would be ideal.
No, I agree. Yep, and I think in our meeting tomorrow, we're supposed to be talking about some of those ideas that Milky threw out in the Discord, talking about maybe some contests or some giveaways, some things of that nature, maybe for the community. I think we're going to be discussing some of that stuff. So yeah, should be a good one. Should be very productive. Of course, you know it's going to be productive because Milky's going to be leading it, right?
Yeah, he's gonna have. He guys a damn to-do list. You know, what you didn't do and what you got to do. And
hey man, I did the Medium article.
Yeah,
I finally got that one done. I did that just to make you look bad, man. I did that just to make you look bad.
Yeah, you probably got 3 of them in a freaking chat. I got 3 of them. Pick one. I'm like, bastard. Yeah, well, we all call Milky Winston Churchill because he likes to break knuckles, man. Don't let the accent fool you.
Yeah.
He's an arse.
He's the guy, you know, he's taking the minutes, you know, in the meeting, keeping everybody
like
on
literally
task.
taking the minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting off task, guys.
I mean,
he's
he's
the drill sergeant, man.
Yeah. He actually gets us off task, and then he says, "Hey, you guys, we're off task." Like, but we're just
right.
We're just answering the question.
But you started that conversation, man. Like, that's besides the point.
That's how he is, man.
We love you, Milky. We love you, man.
Yeah. He's asleep right now, man. You know he's asleep.
And we need that, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got so much stuff going on. You know, we've got our hands in many pots here.
Yeah, man.
It's good to know that whenever we meet with these guys, it's all business. You know, what you know, where we at, where we going, how we get there. And that's the way it should be. You know, I've been part of many projects, many companies, many startups where we would meet daily, weekly, and it was just all about meetings and meetings and meetings. But it's
you like, when am I going to about meetings?
Yeah, it's like, when am I going to get a chance to go work?
Right.
You know, you want me to, you giving me this list, but I haven't had a chance to knock these things out because I got to meet with you about these things I got to knock out. But no, in our case, it's you know, we've made a lot of progress moving forward. In fact, I think once we get the LLC down, right, we get the incorporation. Even talking about what Plan B talked about, the D app. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, right? I know that I saw in the Discord we're talking about. I think you're working with some devs on your end, right? Some questions were being asked.
Yep.
Point being is we got there's a lot of moving parts, and I think we're going to be right on track. Launching this thing on the day of the Vulcan launch should not be a problem at all.
Yep.
You know. I'm surprised. I'm going to be very surprised as to which one of the guys bring a project first, because it's really going to be between the two of them. Like, no, use mine. No, use mine. It's going to be like,
yeah.
And you and I are going to be like, well, we like Milky, or we like Crypto Legends. It's
Yeah.
going to be funny, right? That's going to be interesting, right? Do you
Should be
think
fun.
we'll actually you think we'll actually put it to a vote to the community? Those that want to. I mean, you think that's an option? Like, hey guys, we got 5 projects. You know, which one do you want to get in?
That's I don't know. I mean, that's something we can certainly talk about. I don't necessarily know if. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I guess the other question is the first project going to be on the rental side of things with already some income coming in, or is it going to be on the development side, or are we going to do one of each? I guess it really depends on what the raise is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what is the raise, right? For sure.
Yeah. So, right on.
He goes, Massimo says, I sound like a politician, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Because I haven't actually, I don't know. I'm not a politician. I guarantee you. If you know anything about me,
I could see you running in Texas there, buddy.
Yeah. I was actually, if I run in Texas, I will not win. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of corruption in here, man. I'd be draining the swamp. Let's just say
That's
that.
everywhere, man.
Yeah, I'd be draining the damn swamp. But I appreciate that. And I know that was a pun on me, man. But no worries, bro. No worries.
We'll take it. We'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He is not a crook.
I'm not a crook. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get me on politics, bro. Well, it is Wednesday.
Right.
It is Wednesday.
So it's Moki, not Mookie. Gotcha. Makes sense.
It's Mookie.
It's Moki
Oh.
with an
Well,
O.
maybe
so
maybe
Moki.
we've been saying Milky's wrong.
Or Maki. I guess it could be Maki. Moki.
Mookie.
Which
It's
one is it?
Mo-
Maki or Moki?
It's Mookie. Moo, like cow.
No, that's what he
Mookie.
said. Everyone keeps saying Mookie,
Oh! I'm sorry, I read that right.
but it's not.
Mo-
It's
it's
either
Moki.
Moki or maybe Maki, but that would be more like with an A. So I'm going
Yeah.
with Moki. Yeah,
So Maki Crypto.
right on.
That's unique, man.
Where the hell did Chris go?
Well, he had to go drink his Ensure. It's after 9.
Okay. Yeah, he said he doesn't really like the strawberry flavor.
Yeah, well, see, what happens with Chris Cruz is at about right now it's like 10 o'clock here in Central Time, so it's 11 o'clock for him. Which, according to Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, he actually has to drink an Ensure. It's part of his insurance.
Cool.
And I'm just joking. He's gonna kill me, dude. All right, man. I'm just joking. I know you can hear me.
I'm sure he's listening. I'm
So
sure.
how was man? I know you were late coming in. How was your week been, man? And we haven't talked in a bit. There he goes. Felix Piz.
Pretty good, man. Yeah, he was listening. Pretty good, man. I can't complain. You know, is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is.
I know you're going through the
What are you guys degenerates talking about?
talking about you. What happened to you? I
Yeah,
was about to call in protective services. Like
had one of
you know,
those. Bought one of those Ensure multi packs and only had strawberry left.
Nah, man, I guarantee you that guy's drinking. He's eating steaks every day, man.
I don't doubt that.
You eat good, don't you, Chris? You eat good every day, don't you? You can eat whatever the hell you want, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I eat well.
There you go.
I eat well.
However y'all want to say it. Coke, moke. There
Oh,
you
there
go.
it is. Yeah.
Moke. Yeah.
Coke, moke, broke, woke. There you go. I figured it out. There you go.
Moke snorting coke. There you go. Has anyone had? Would you just go trade a bunch of drip for Esco there, Chris? Make some money real quick. Is that what you were doing?
Making money.
There you go. Drip
Making
Esco up to 600. It's nice to see. Yeah, it's gonna be good to see that.
So what are people doing? They're actually swapping their drip for Esco. Is that what they're doing? Because is that what you can do? You can swap it for Esco, right?
Yep.
And then vice versa, I guess. What's the
Yep.
taxes on it?
Well, I put in 15.
Oh, is that where you went? Is
Huh?
that where you went? Is that what you went to go
Yeah.
do? Oh, you
Hell yeah.
bastard.
Yeah.
Now I can't buy into it because you freaking raised the price. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
It'll retrace.
Yeah, it always does. I'll probably if it retraces. I mean, like I said, I've been letting my drip for at least a year. I haven't done anything with it. You know, and the price dropped on drip so much, man. I just ruined, and so I mean, I haven't even made back the money I invested in it yet. I mean, because
Yeah,
like
but
10
I mean,
cents,
this
yeah.
gives you another way to get there. I mean, everybody was forced to pretty much hold their drip, so or go in the garden and all that. So I mean, it's
You either had to go farm with it, or like you said, man, just hold it.
yeah. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about drip
That's funny.
because it wasn't like. I mean, it was just tough on them and everything, and then it's been running for 2 years, and
and that's just it. It's been running for 2 years. So, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it hasn't rug yet.
Yeah,
Massimo
that's
says
not bad
Fowler
to
just
say.
gave me an 8 ball.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's funny, bro.
That
Oh,
is
man.
hilarious.
I heard you've got the Trump ball and Prado wants to do the Biden ball. The problem is Biden's ball is broken, I think is
Yeah, that's that. Didn't you say that in the comments?
yeah, it's the
I
Biden
thought that was
ball.
pretty awesome.
Please. We're gonna call it the
NR,
Biden laptop. Let's do that. Let's just search for files.
Have you listen to you, man? NR, have you seen the Trump ball?
Yeah, I was listening to you when you were doing it. I think the last time. So yeah, I was in the comments or just listening.
Oh yeah,
Had you on. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. Yep.
yeah. It was. I mean, I was just trying to do an 8-ball thing, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? They got a Trump ball."
Yeah. it's
Massimo
pretty funny.
says that he has 6 plex in Toronto and he gets 4,000. Is that 4,000?
40K.
40,000 a month.
40K.
Holy
That's 40K Canadian. So
Yeah,
that's
what
what,
it-
like
what-
30
Bro,
30
DM me,
some
bro. What are you
thousand
talking
US. Yeah.
Okay, now when did you buy into Plex? Okay, that's what I need to know.
Oh, that's good though, man.
That's actually
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'd like some more information on that. I mean, hey, man, I'm open. I'm open. I want to
Pretty
learn
awesome.
if I can.
What's Mookie saying? He says, "Please read the previous."
Moki.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mookie?
Yeah. He straightened us out. It's Moki. Chris,
Oh,
please
yeah.
read the previous messages.
Okay, so we're on. Am I looking on all of his messages?
I'm assuming it might be the one about pronouncing his name correctly, and very possibly this one. Love all you guys. Life is good.
I appreciate that, man.
Maybe.
Life is good,
Appreciate
man.
that. Love you too, man.
Anytime
We love all you
anytime
guys.
I'm ever asked, "Hey, how are you doing?" My immediate response, and it kind of throws people back a little bit.
Nah, I like
is,
that, man.
I'm better than I deserve.
I like that.
And
Okay.
they're like, wait, what? Because
That's
man,
it's a humble statement, man. It's a humble statement. You know?
I absolutely believe that 100%. You know, the thing as you do, as you look back into your past and your life, just yesterday, like,
Mhm.
man, the things that I have, you know, I'm very grateful for 100%. You know, my life, my breath, my family, my friends. I got to eat today, you know, and I hope those you listening got to eat today, you know, because if you think about the basics of life, shelter, water, food, you know, hopefully you guys have all those things, you know.
Yeah, man.
And everything else is just cornflakes, right? It's in the Jewish area. My dad. What does Massimo say?
I think he's saying his sixplex is in a Jewish area. His dad followed the Jewish people, hence followed the money. So, hey, a bunch of Jewish people are moving in. I'm gonna buy real estate there and rent it out. I mean, makes sense. You know, I mean, stereotypes have some truth to them. They came
for
from
sure.
Somewhere, you know,
absolutely.
So,
no. There's the stereotypes are there. Obviously, you know. I mean, you can look at just about any. I think any ethnic group, and there are just some things that they do, and there are something. And usually, if there's a stereotype on it, it's because they do it well. At the end of the day,
usually,
you know?
yeah.
Right. That's cool, man. Sixplex, huh? Is that what he said? Was it sixplex?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. I got a buddy of mine that I work with. He's kind of a data analyst. He actually on the side started getting into like a 4-unit, like a fourplex, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably doing 10, 20K a month. He bought 3. I mean, bought one, then used the one to buy the other, or he's mortgaging them is what he's doing. He's making money.
Yeah, so he's doing the Burr method, buy, renovate, refinance, all that good stuff. I think he's got 3. He's probably with 3 of them, 4-unit, 4plexes. He's doing about 40K a month. I think another question too, and I should probably write this down and ask Milky on the rental side of things. Would we get into something like, say, Section 8 here in the U.S. where you get that guaranteed government money? Because I have done a bunch of Section 8 when I was younger, and it was pretty lucrative. I mean, the rent was guaranteed. If you get a good tenant that takes care of your house and all that stuff, man, it's kind of a no-brainer, man. Checks there every month, you know. So I think that might be something that we discuss as well. So yeah.
You know who Moki's brother is? Sky High.
Oh,
okay.
Really? Oh, what's up, buddy? What's up, man?
What's up, Moki?
Yeah, you know what? Sky High called me today, man, and I just was not feeling it, man. I was like really feeling like crap. So Sky High, if you're listening, brother, I'm sorry I missed your call, man. I'll call you tomorrow. He says
I talked to him yesterday. He called me last night.
Yeah, he usually brings me some good information, man. Every time he calls me, he's like, check this out, you know. So I always walk away from that conversation going, I didn't know that.
He definitely keeps his finger on the pulse of what's going on. Let's say that. Yeah.
I like that guy. I mean, he's good people, man. And he's from Texas, man. So it's just like I'm talking to my brother here. You know what I mean? He's I mean, we can literally talk, with the same Southern drawl. You know what I mean? And it's like he gets me. With you guys, I actually have to talk. I have to talk a little different. I got to talk a little slower.
You got to use your big boy words. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to speak. Yeah, I got to speak my King's English in a sense, because you guys are still are you guys still like part or subjects over there on the east side, right? Like
yeah, we're subjects.
I'm just kidding.
Unfortunately, with the way our governor's going, yeah, you're about right here in Maryland.
Maryland. Who's the governor of PA? Is it what's his face? The guy that was like
yeah, that's that guy.
Fetterman or something?
No, he's a senator.
Yeah, he's a senator.
He's senator. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. They're out there. They're doing they're doing a press conference. The Senate Democrats, and they're all standing around in ties and suits, and he's standing up there like he just came off the basketball court. He's got shorts on, gym shoes, and a hoodie. And I mean,
is that what makes him more relatable to people, though? Maybe
that's the point. It's like hey. You don't have to maybe have the tie on, and maybe not even the jacket, but just maybe wear pants.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah,
maybe wear pants.
And yeah, that is definitely Massimo. We've already discussed that. We are definitely going to have a management company. Yes, 110%. It is. That is not something that any of the 4 of us want to personally deal with. I've dealt with quite a few management companies over the years, and you're right, man. They pay for themselves.
Definitely worth it.
Well worth it. Well worth it.
Yep. I appreciate that, Massimo.
Yeah, man.
Moki says that Texas is like a whole nother country.
It is.
I understand you guys saying that, but where I live, I think I got more freedoms than Texas. But I'm just saying.
What do you do? What do you have?
What do I? How about I have everything?
Like
I
what?
have everything. I have tons of freedoms where I live. I mean, it is super duper conservative. It's super duper. We're gonna stay out of your business. All that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's the whole country, but I'm just saying.
First of all, you said super duper. So the fact that you use that word, the fact that you use that word in a sentence,
super duper,
tells me you're not plugged in, brother. No, but you're right. I mean, Texas, you hear a lot of you hear about Texas because we're like the wild.
This is I'm not bragging on Texas. Texas is like most non big cities in America. That's the way I see it. Like our smaller rural type counties and stuff like that. We live like people in Texas, like everywhere, You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. When people think of Texas, they think the Wild Wild West. Everybody's got cows and horses and carries, open carries with the
big
with
belt buckles.
Yeah, big belt buckles and boots. I mean, I own
10-gallon hats.
Yeah, I mean, not since the '80s, but yeah. Yes, I own a pair of boots. I don't own a horse. I do own a truck. A couple of Harley and Ducati. I have a few vehicles. So I don't just have a truck, guys. A pickup. But I would say this: that Texas, as red as it is, when we're talking about politics, it is really it's not as conservative as you think. So over where you're at, Chris, yeah, definitely not in our. You're like in communist China over there in our, but we're.
It wasn't so bad until this governor. The last governor we had was a little more middle of the road. This guy, he's a clown, man.
Yeah, in Texas, it's like they're trying to turn us blue. Yeah. And at the end of the day, what does that mean? A couple things for us in Texas. Taxes go up, the property values go down, crime gets crazy. I mean, there's a lot. If you just look at any state, I would say any place in any state in the union that is heavily regulated by the government, doesn't do well, man. It just doesn't do well.
Yeah. So let me add to that. Let me add to that. So I read a statistic just the other day, and it was talking about how the U.S. is one of the top countries as far as violent crimes and murders and stuff like that. I want to say it was top 10. May even have been top 5 as far as countries or most violent countries. I want to say it was top 10. If you take away the top 4 Democratic run states, we drop to below 100th place. If you remove just the statistics from the top 4 Democratic run states in violent crimes.
That's crazy.
It drops us from being in the top 10 to being below 100, removing 4 Democratic run states in the United States.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
That's I'm gonna tell you a lot.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and all of those states have high gun control. Yeah,
speaking about gun control, I think Fowler. I hate to say Fowler, but his argument is this about regulation. He thinks people should only have handguns. He said that. I think every if you're gonna have a gun, just have a handgun. Nothing else, or at least everything else should be heavily regulated, right? I think in fairness, and I think he's in Indiana, right? Or
he's in Chicago.
Or Chicago. Oh, he's in Chicago. Indiana.
He's in Chirac.
All right, he's in Chicago, and right now, someone just got shot.
Yep.
Right now, someone just got shot.
Exactly.
Right now, someone just got it's black on black crime there. Period. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Gangs, crazy. And his argument is this: he goes, "We wouldn't have all this crime if our neighbors had stronger gun control. Had stronger gun laws." I'm like, based on your logic, that means your neighbors would be just as crazy and killing each other just as much as you are. So it's not the guns, kid. It's the culture. So think about that. I mean, got to think about it. It's not the guns, it's the culture. So it's not that the neighbors are allowing the guns in. No, it's your culture. Your people are killing each other, man.
Yeah.
It's a culture problem, man. Anyways.
10%.
Yep.
Massimo
I just think people they don't finish the sentence. Well, if our neighbors had stricter gun laws, they wouldn't be pouring into our state. Well, they're like for instance, Chris's state. I mean, open carry. They can still. I mean, it's completely open there. I mean, they have literally no gun. I mean, it's constitutional carry there. I mean, like traditionally, right? Like what was meant to be, and they're not killing each other. Right. So so it's not the guns, bro. It's
come to Baltimore. It's a war zone, man.
Oh man, I've heard, man. I remember I asked to go. I remember I was like, hey bro, let me go. I'm gonna be in the area. Let me meet up. You're like, yeah, maybe not, bro.
People call it not people, instead of Maryland, people call it Murderland. It's that. It's
well,
that
we
bad.
got a place in South Texas, just north of Galveston. It's called Lamarck. All right. So there's a TikTok video out there. My wife was showing it to me. It's called La Murder. They call it La Murder in Texas because there's so much crime out there. It's like
it's crazy.
Even in Texas, but you would think even in Texas, yeah, because of the politics. So I know you guys don't like to hear about politics, but politics are at the end of the day affect your life, whether you like it or not.
Sure.
And where the politics are, where there's more regulation in everything, then you got more control. And remember, I was saying earlier about people being controlled. You put a human being in a cage. We want to get out. It's the same thing in cities. You start putting controls on people, it just creates an environment for just hostility and crime and all these things. And it's just, poverty and all that. So that's why the rural areas of America are more prosperous, and people get out of those cities because of the regulation and the control. And they want to be able to live their own lives and do their own thing and spend their money the way they want to. But anyways, I just, there's always a common denominator when you look at the cities in America. Why is there so much crime in that city? Because it's blue. Figure it out.
Usually it, man. Like I said, top 4 drops us down below 100, man. I don't know where I read that statistic. I'll have to find it. I'll send it to you. But Massimo says tenants are DP times 100. Man, I couldn't imagine that. DP times 100. But yeah, you're right, Massimo. I've had some really good tenants over the years. I mean, there was one lady, she was going to move to be closer to like the bus line because she didn't have a car. I bought the lady a car so she would stay renting my house. That's how good of a tenant she was. I bought the lady a Nissan Sentra so that she would continue to stay there. I mean, I did it to be a nice guy as well, but the motive behind it was to keep her as a tenant because she wanted to like move closer to the bus line. And I'm like, whoa, if that's the only reason you're moving, I would love for you to stay here if you would love to. What can we do to make it happen? She's like, well, I need a car. So well, I'm going to make that happen for you, especially being in the car business. And, it was very easy for me to make that happen. So, yeah, but you're right, man. Cause I've had some really bad tenants. I had one, it was a tenant lived upstairs. There was one tenant upstairs, one downstairs, and man, they fought non-stop. I would get calls every day. She's doing this. No, she's doing that. I mean, it was, it was crazy, man. I ended up selling that one. I'm like, next sucker, here you go.
Yeah, that's crazy when the tenants are that bad, right?
Yeah. So I've had some really great tenants, and I've had some really bad ones. And you're right, man.
Have you had any squatters?
I thankfully, knock on wood. No, I personally have not. I personally have not had to deal with that. My brother-in-law did have to evict someone because he's got quite a few rentals and stuff. He's had to evict 2 people so far, and he's only been doing it maybe for 5 years. I think he's had to evict 2 people. So, yeah, that sounds crazy.
Massimo says that in Toronto, Canada. I'm sorry you're in Toronto, bro, but
yeah, well, that's that universal health care for you right there. You gotta pay for that. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. I remember I have some friends in Canada that are like, "Oh man, my health care is paid for. It's free, bro. It ain't free, dude.
Somebody's paying for it, and it's right free, there. Dude. Massimo's paying for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have. I have one of my largest clients. Right. Yeah. They're from Canada. Their family's from Canada. He's multi-millionaire, multi-millionaire in Canada, flies to the U.S. for healthcare.
What's that?
Multi-millionaire in Canada, where it's free, flies to the U.S. All right, because and pays for it here, because why? The quality. It's about the quality of
Yeah.
service. So free isn't always good. But I mean,
Agreed.
that should tell you something. He could literally afford anywhere in the world, but he flies to the U.S. where he gets it free in his country.
Well,
well,
but
it's
what
not-
does that? I mean, when you have the business, when you have the open business and the competition, the cream rises to the top. So your better doctors, start to stick out more. Now, I'm not
Mhm.
saying that probably doesn't happen in the free system, but when you have that, it's just like any other business. When you have commerce, the top always stick out.
Mhm.
They
Always,
always
man, always.
shine. The stars always shine. So
You're right, brother.
yeah,
You're right, man.
and I hear you there too, Massimo. COVID, I have a lot of friends that are in real estate. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with any of that, but I know a lot of people that I know use this as an excuse to not pay rent, even though they continued working, they continued getting money. They just used it as an excuse to not pay. And you're right, man. COVID messed a ton of stuff up. That's a whole nother show, brother. That is a whole nother show. Yeah, no doubt,
sure
man.
did.
No doubt. And the fact that people's freedoms were taken away and forced to do things or be fired. And again, man, that's a whole nother show. A lot of stuff went down that I personally did not agree with, but the Gestapo government did what they did.
Kryptonian, earlier you just said that you don't like to talk about politics, the community and stuff like that. It almost has to be pushed on them now.
There you go.
Because
Massimo.
politicians.
He said he flies to the U.S. as well. He has Crohn's. So yeah, sorry to hear that, Massimo. I hope
Yeah, sorry about that, brother. Yeah, man.
I hope it's manageable for you. I have a
man.
dear friend that has Crohn's, and
Me
he's
too,
had to
man.
have some surgeries and stuff. It's been a little
Yeah,
rough.
brother.
So yeah,
Yeah, brother. My
thoughts
prayer
and
goes out
prayers
to you,
for
man.
you. Yep.
100%, man. And that's a tough one, man. And I'm glad you're coming to the US, man, because we have great, amazing doctors. So kind of here's some full transparency. I've been sick the last few days. And it has to do with I'm very stressed out. Normally I'm very good at controlling my stress, managing it. But when you get stressed as a human being, it affects your immune system, and you kind of everything's just start. The most common cold could take you down because of stress levels. Well, my dad is 77 years old. His health has made a turn for the worst in the last probably 30 to 45 days. And me, I'm his oldest son, and I've just began to. It's like I've come to the realization that my life's about to change. He's it's manageable. He's doing well. I'm not trying to bring anything morbid here, but I mean, my where I was once, my dad was on autopilot, taking care of himself, retired. You guys hear me talk about my dad all the time, but now he went from Superman to someone that's extremely who extremely weak and needs my help. So what I really appreciate is being in Houston, Texas, because we have the medical center here in Houston, and people come from all over the world to come to the medical center here in Houston. We have some of the best doctors in the world here. So I know my dad's in good shape. He's in good hands. He's had a couple of open heart surgery, a couple of stents, bypasses, and all these types of things. And every time he's come out like a champ. So to Massimo, man, I'm really glad that you're coming to the U.S., man. We got some great, amazing doctors here. And one thing that I've learned is, and the doctors are from other countries. They're coming here, and they're just some of the smartest. Like both my dad's doctors. My dad has a primary care physician and a heart physician. His cardiologist, and both of them are from India. And they are just amazing people.
Some of the smartest and brightest people.
Smartest, brightest, compassionate.
Yeah.
I mean, I love his doctors. And they came to America, saw an opportunity, and they came here to help people, and like I said, people from all over the world come here, and they understand that healthcare is extremely expensive here in the U.S., but you get what you pay for here. at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
you're right. And
get
I
what you pay
I
for.
know that feeling of what you're saying because we have over here, we have Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, which
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you guys have
Yeah,
heard of
yeah,
Johns
yeah.
Hopkins. It's a world-renowned hospital. So I have one of my daughters has epilepsy, and then I have another daughter who has something called Turner syndrome, which is a genetic disorder. She actually had her uterus removed when she was 8 years old, so she can never have biological
bro.
children.
Sorry.
And she, she's got other things. She's got like heart issues from it that she deals with and stuff. So she sees a cardiologist as well. But she's now 16. I mean, she's doing well. She had to take HGH for a while to kind of help her with her growth and all that kind of stuff. So that shit's expensive. You talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, I know,
expensive.
man. And
So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, brother. Yeah, I've dealt with it myself. So yeah, definitely a blessing.
Man, I appreciate that, NR, man. My heart goes
Yeah,
out to you, bro. You need anything, your family will be in my prayers 100%.
Yeah, man.
As I know that you reach out to me daily. Chris does as well, so I appreciate you guys. I know that I call Chris my Bitcoin daddy, or he calls it's self-proclaimed. He calls me that.
No. You.
I think you started that. Yeah.
So you guys know me. You hear me. A lot of the principles that the quotes that I say, the corny stuff that I say, the way I was raised, it comes from my dad, and understandingly that. These are things that he threw everything at the wall at me, and these are the things I was able to pull off. So and kind of like, okay, I like the way this sounds. This makes sense, Dad, and I've applied it in my life. But I'll tell you this. So I do have my biological dad who raised me. But I'm going to tell you, those that are listening, when you meet people in your life, someone like a Chris Cruz and an NR legend, they actually become like family to you because. You live your life, you go through life, experiencing things, and you find a kind of like it's like when I'm around these gentlemen, it's very familiar to me because I know they've been through things that I've been through, and I know that I can actually confide in them and they can share their experiences and their wisdom, and it actually, it resonates with me. So yeah, I have my biological dad who obviously I love, my dad, my father, who's going through some things. But knowing that because of cryptocurrency, because of blockchain technology, I know that I've met some great people to date, like a Chris Cruz and NR legend, who, if anything were to ever happen to my dad, I know these gentlemen would be in my life, man. I'm telling you, crypto connects people, man. It really does. It sounds cliche, it sounds corny, but I'm telling you, man, there's nothing like the time that we are living in today. So, I appreciate everybody listening and let me say that, because, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I love these gentlemen here, man. I mean, we go backstage and we talk real here. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I just so you know, when we go backstage, I even then I will take Chris off the stage.
He does.
I'll mute him. It's really even backstage. No, but
you don't mention the fact I take you off too. So
yeah, more than I do you. I'm counting, brother. Yeah. But in all seriousness, gentlemen, I really appreciate the time and just, I mean, you're actually spending time. Been going live for about 2.5 hours now. 2 hours 45 minutes for me, and you guys are using up your life energy to hang out with me. So I greatly appreciate you. Not only you guys on the panel, but you in the community. You guys could be anywhere else doing something else with your time. And even those that want to tune in later, I really appreciate you guys. This means completely means a lot to me. It's very humbling to me. The things that I've been through in my life, and the things I will continue to experience, that people would actually take the time to hang out with me, hear what I have to say, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, you're just taking the time. And that is one thing that we as human beings cannot take advantage of, that we take most for granted is time. So I greatly appreciate everybody out there, man. Yep.
Yeah, man.
But sorry to get all like, emotional on you guys, but
yeah, I was waiting for the Marvin Gaye to start playing.
Well, I mean, that's next, but
that's for special occasions. Huh?
Nah, man, well said, brother. And you're right, man. And not just between us, man, the community as well. You got guys like Biz coming in, wondering how your proposal's going. I mean, the community's actually taken an interest in our lives and like what's going on, and as we have theirs. Like you guys said, Sky High called you guys yesterday, and he messages me on Twitter and stuff personally, and
Yeah, he'll call me out of the blue, man. I'm
he's
like,
my guy. Actually, it's
Yeah,
weird
man.
to call him Sky High. I'm like,
yeah. Well, we won't dox him on here, but
I know
but-
that's what I'm saying. Is
yeah.
I'm like Sky High. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
right,
I call him Sky. I call him Sky.
Sky.
I call NR, and I call Chris just a waste of my time. But the thing about Chris Cruz is, I'm just joking, brother. No, but in all seriousness, gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys. Back to what Biz is saying, that's just another thing. Just the other day, I jumped on, I think it was on Odie's live, or was it yours? I forget whose live it was. Was it yours, Chris's, where it was the middle of the day and I talk about?
yeah.
I think it was Chris.
I
Yeah,
was filling in for Fowler, and
That's
you
what
were
it
gonna
was.
Come on,
And I got to talk
and
about, I got to
Lucas
share
came
with
on.
everybody about
Yeah.
my daughter's proposal, right? How
because you jumped in a little late. You jumped in a
he's
little
like
late.
giving me shit. These guys always late. Blah, blah,
You
blah, blah.
actually had a good reason.
Yeah, I always have a good reason,
I
but
was
he always.
mad as hell too because it was a good reason. I was like,
Yeah,
I asked
So-
the Trump ball, and it said no. It's not a good reason.
yeah.
So so check this out, guys. So thanks Biz, man, and Biz is another one, man. Biz is always he's always DMing me. He's checking on me, I know he's checking on all the influencers, everybody in the community.
He's just messaging me. He's like, he keeps on me about doing the KYC. He's like,
Yeah, he stays on me that too, man. He stays on me. Well, because
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, man, he wants us
cares.
all.
Yeah,
He cares, bro. He cares, and that's why I love this community, man. People care. But to Biz, so how is the proposal going? So I don't know. She's definitely not watching this because she's in Cabo. I think it's 2 hours ahead over there. So she's probably having a partying right now.
Probably taking shots of tequila.
Yeah,
right
probably
now.
right about now. But tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is supposed to be the day. So Central Time, it should be at about, I think, 6 o'clock my time, or maybe 8 o'clock. I'll find out. So if she says yes, you guys will be the first to know. I promise you that.
Very cool.
So tomorrow, I'm expecting to get some pictures and some FaceTime, and I hope she says yes. I hope she says yes. And she better say yes. He's a great guy. But hey, it's her choice, right? But so
I'm assuming you're expecting a yes.
I'm
kinda.
expecting a yes. I gave him my blessing, and it was and understanding, guys. I know there's a lot of people that are going, why would a man have to come to you, the father,
I
and
did
ask?
that.
I did it. I did it too.
Yeah,
Why would you have to ask for permission? He wasn't asking for permission. He was
It's a
asking for my
respect
blessing.
thing, man.
It's a respect thing. He has to get her permission.
Mhm.
She has to say yes. It's not my permission. It's my blessing. So at the end of the day, if she says yes, they get married. He just needs to know that I've got their back. And I told him this. I said this. I said, look, marriage is hard. And it's fun, it's great, it's honeymoon stage, all these things, ups and downs. But the only way you'll get my blessing is if you got to promise me, if you're ever at a point in your marriage where you want to call it quits, you have to promise me you're going to come to me first. Let's talk it out. And he was like, I promise you that. I said, then you have my blessing, because I'm being real with the guy. It's fun, it's great at first, but in our Chris, I mean, it's life.
I've been
Relationships
divorced
are hard.
and married.
Yeah.
10 years
So,
on the second one. I mean,
Yeah, so I got to spend some time with him and talk to him about those things, and so and at the end of the day, he got my blessing. I'm excited about tomorrow. I hope it works out for him and for them. And then if that's the case, then I'll be I would have had a gain, a plus one by tomorrow, man. So
Cool.
And to me,
That's
gaining
exciting.
gains in money is great, guys. It's amazing, yeah, but you spend it. But you know what you can't spend? You cannot spend family. You get a positive, if you get a new member of the family, that's an infinitive gain right there. It's forever. That's adding to the legacy that you're leaving, hopefully moving forward, right? So, anyways, not to get all freaking corny, but I'm excited about that. I don't have any sons, so he would be a son that I would be adding to my life, and as NR and. Well, you have a son that doesn't like you, Chris, but NR and I would actually want a son that. I'm just joking with it. You said it, bro. You
I
said
don't
it.
like my son that much either. He's at that age where he's all right.
He's all right. Yeah.
He's all right. Yeah.
No, so tomorrow, guys, I'll let you know if it happens.
No, good luck, brother. Good
Yeah,
luck.
if it doesn't, if you don't hear anything from me, things didn't go as planned, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure she'll say yes, but
Yeah,
I'm
he sounds
excited.
like he sounds like a good dude.
He
I
is a
wanted
good
to
guy.
bring
man.
up this because he said who is Biz, and he's on my chat, so I don't think Biz saw this.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to put this out there.
Mhm.
Biz, he's the guy behind the scenes,
He is the producer, man.
manager,
He is the producer, manager, producer, friend.
You know, does everything for us.
Yep.
On all of us and everybody else, everything. He's everywhere. So
He's in the background, keeping it all running smooth.
So yeah, so like if you ever go watch a movie and you wait till the end of the movie and watch the credits, he's the guy. As if you wait 25 minutes, he's that last guy on the line. He's that last guy that's mentioned
He's
in the movie.
he's
the very small, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
fine
small.
print. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
But that guy right there, there wouldn't be all the others
Right.
yeah,
if that guy wasn't at the bottom holding them up. So
that's
just
right.
so you know that. That's how you got to look at him.
Yeah, man.
So we appreciate you, Biz, man. Thanks so much, brother.
Oh, he's like, shh, shh.
Yeah. Yeah. We should have one of our Wednesday shows talking about marriage and relationships, Kryptonian. I think that would be a
Oh
good one.
gosh, yeah. I've made,
You know.
you and I, we've agreed, on many mistakes that we've made, but I've learned from them. Everything's a life lesson, a teachable moment.
Mhm.
And I am on my second marriage. My first marriage, I do not have regrets. I only have disappointments. So moving forward, you just kind of you learn. You're it's different the second time for me.
Mhm. I
And
agree.
I'm a different man than I was when I was a kid. There's a country song that what was it called that my wife likes?
You better
It's-
remember it. She's gonna.
Yeah, it's our actual wedding song is a Jason Aldean song. I'll just leave it there. So, but if you guys know who Jason Aldean is, country guy.
Oh,
But there's a
really?
song.
I actually go live with his. I got like a couple of his shirts. They're
Yeah,
like-
oh yeah, I love Jason Aldean, man. He's awesome, dude.
I like his wife too. She's pretty hard.
We got to yeah, of course, yeah. I see him in the social media. Yeah, they got kind of they got
man.
no right, right. If you know their story, and man, they're freaking they're in a bus weekly, man, going all over the place, just touring. They work hard, man. So every penny he gets, he earns, man. At the end of the day, I mean, and most artists do, right? But there's a country song where she's saying that you got, I got the boy, you got the man. I'm trying to think of the song, and
What's
and
that,
at the end
Blake
of
Shelton?
what's that? It's not
That's
Blake Shelton, no, it's a female artist, and the lyric is, and the verse is, I got the boy, you got the man. It's a woman. It's a country female artist, and she's singing about. She's looking at her ex, right? And she's singing to the new wife.
Yeah,
She's singing to the wife. She's like, I got the boy, you got the man. Like she got,
Right.
and it's kind of like how it is. I grew up, and I'm obviously I'm a little older, but I just approached life completely different from my first marriage. So I wish I was the same guy then, but we all changed in many ways. But I've learned a lot, and I appreciate things more. I take more vacations, because I how you don't do that when you're young. And
Yeah,
dumb,
man, I
you know?
did the same thing, man. I
Yeah.
was, and probably led to some of my divorce was I put my head down and I was working in my business. You
That's
know
all
what
I did,
mean?
man.
And,
That's all I did.
and I was determined to be successful in that. And I would work 15, 16
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Hell, there were nights when I spent the night in my shop because I had to get shit done. And
Yeah,
somebody
we had
may
all
have
night. I was
called out or-
sleeping
yeah,
in
man,
server rooms,
all-nighters
man.
and stuff.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
nighters, man. Yeah, it's I know the story. And I was just buying all kinds of stuff. Here's
and
all
you
the stuff.
you justify it by
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, look, well, I'm doing all this over here so that we're good over here. So what more do you want from me? I only got so much time to go around." And hindsight, and that's I think I was on like Prado's live or something when he was talking shit about our daughters or something, and
Yeah.
I said that I take some responsibility for what happened in my marriage and stuff. It's it takes two to tango, man. It's never just, usually, I'm not going to say never, but most times it's if somebody steps out or somebody does this, there's a reason why. They were
always a
feeling
reason.
neglected.
Yeah.
They weren't feeling
Yeah.
a connection. I mean, so yeah, man, it's
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I
Yeah.
had my head down, just moving forward. My
Yeah, but
30s,
I think you
are a
gotta-
blur, bro. I don't even remember them
You
because
got
I
to
was
look at it a
busy.
little differently. I mean, I've gotten older, and man, if I could tell you all my mistakes, you guys
Yeah.
would be like, "You dude,
I'm sure we'd probably go, yeah, I did that.
Man.
Yeah.
You're a bad dude. But
Nah.
every mistake that I ever made, when I was in the moment, it was devastating. But as I've gotten older, I would love to go back in my life, not to change any of the
Right, because it made you the man
made.
you are now.
I would just like to go back and watch it all over again, because every single mistake I made got me to where I am, and I have a very good life all around, personal, business, everything. I made tons of mistakes, but it got me to where I am, and I wouldn't change a thing. And,
Well said.
all the different things that, I mean, in the moment I was like, oh my gosh, how could you be so stupid? Why did you do? It's like, it's all about the plan, man. The plan,
ladies and gentlemen, that right there is wisdom.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is, man.
It's a
That is
waste of
wisdom.
time to be worrying about the things that you did, because honestly, if you think about it, if you really think about things, look at a major point in your life, and you could have easily made a right turn or a left turn, just incidentally, and just something that could have altered your entire life.
I've been one decision away from
Right.
I'm
And I made
110%.
repeatedly bad decisions that led me to where I am, and I would go back and repeatedly make those decisions bad again, because in the long run, it's where you're at. You have to learn things. Like I saw something one time. Someone was saying, like, when you pray to God for, like, you know, people that love you, and it's like, well, or God's going to teach you how to love, so God may send you somebody that you got to really learn how to love, because it's very difficult to love this person, you know. So all these different things that you do in your life, they're all for a purpose down the road. You might not see it now, but as you get older, you're like, okay, I was devastated when that happened. I thought my world ended, but it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. Yeah. That which doesn't kill us makes us stronger. 100%.
It is true.
It is. It's very true. And honestly, by going through some of those things, that, like you said, man, that were devastating, I've actually gotten to a point where I now feel that anything can happen to me and I'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I literally believe that. Like, there's nothing you can throw at me that I can't handle at this point, because I've dealt with so much, whether it was, my kid being sick, or, divorce, or this, that, the other things that, like you said, man, turned my life upside down at the time. But 110%, man. Like I said, that's wisdom.
I don't talk about my time like back in the days, but I was pretty young, and I was in a situation where, all that hype from the first Persian Gulf War, they're all like, hey, the world's going to end and everything, right? So I was a young guy over there, and I was kind of like, this is kind of crazy. But when they lit those the oil fields on fire.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And where the sky is black and it's raining oil. I mean, you're like, man, I feel like at that time I was in hell.
Chris is out there dancing naked in the oil rain.
You were out there in the actual, when the fires were lit.
Wow.
Dude, I remember seeing that on
everywhere.
TV. I remember seeing that on television.
Yeah, it's black. The sky's black, man. It just looks like what you'd think that, because I grew up Catholic, and they, in the Bible,
purgatory or something like that. Yeah,
and you're like, every movie you ever saw of the apocalypse and all that stuff. The sky's dark. There's flames burning over here, stuff burning, and the sky's raining oil, and you're like, what? So, and then later on in life, you're like, when I was there, I was like, man, this is it. I really thought a bunch of us did, but then it wasn't that long. No, it turned right away, because everybody just gave up. That was it. But it was scary. And then you look back at that time, you're like, man, that was pretty damn scary, but I came through it, and,
Well, we're glad you did, man.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good perspective. Thinking about At that time, at point in time when it was happening, people thought it was the end of days.
Man,
in
you
a
should
sense.
you could see the missiles above your head, dude. You could see the lettering on the missiles. That's how close they were. And those Scud missiles and the Patriots and stuff. You'd just be like, what the?
Well, I've seen torpedoes that Milky has sent me. Yeah, pictures of
Yeah.
torpedoes where, yeah, it's like he's literally sleeping next to them on a ship. You know, and I say that I know I'm joking with him, but yeah, I mean, you know, you really take for granted. Like here, I never joined. I was never in the service. My dad was. Guys, if you guys know the story, he wouldn't let me join the military. That
Yeah.
I tried to join the Army, the Air National Guard, the Marines. And he shut me down every way. And I'm glad in a sense. I mean, I'm saddened because I wanted to serve my country. I wanted the camaraderie with my friends. You know, you come out with some great friends. You know, serving in whatever branch
But
you're
you
in.
do that now.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You live
exactly.
your life like you're serving your country. You
Right.
promote good education towards the Constitution, towards the Bill of Rights, to other thing. You walk that walk. I mean, you may not be a veteran, you may not technically been served your country, but you serve your country in your day-to-day life every day.
Yeah,
I've
you're
seen it.
right. You know, I used to think and was under the I guess the delusion that I'm not as patriotic as I should be because I never served. My dad served, and my dad told me why I shouldn't serve because I've told you the history of him being in the Vietnam War and all those things. He didn't want me to experience
I would have
that.
told my son the same thing if I
Yeah.
came back from Vietnam.
Yeah, and so, but moving forward, but you're right, Chris, and I appreciate that. I love my country. I mean, of course, I love America. I'm American, but I love people more than I love my country. You know, at the end of the day, because in America we get to experience kind of a melting pot of multiple cultures and different walks of life. In some countries, you don't really experience that. You know, if you go to Africa, there's just, you know, there's Africans. You know, you go to Mexico, there's Mexicans. Don't get me wrong; it's going to be kind of sort of mixed up, but not like there is in America. You know, like I can go in 3 different parts of Houston, Texas tomorrow, and I can hang out with probably 100 different cultures easily, just driving through Houston. And I know it's like that in other places in the world, but you know, I've been in Houston. It's kind of a one of those places where, and unfortunately, I would say it's kind of like sectioned off. Like we have our sections where it's Koreans and then Chinese and then Mexican. It is like that, you know, because people at the end of the day, they kind of congregate with their own, you know, their own cultures or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you go through those different parts of the city, you got different people from the city going to those different places to eat and commerce and all sorts of things. I love it. There's so many different types of people here. So anyways, I guess my point is, being from Houston, and being able to experience multiple cultures, I love people. And I love this country. So my patriotism is, of course, to the American, you know, it's to America, of course. I love my country. I still think we're the greatest country in the world. And many people have told me in many discourses, and this is probably the first time they've actually heard it. They said that America is basically a ghetto with a Gucci belt, you know, is basically what they're saying, you know, because we think, oh, America and other countries are just so much better. At the end of the day, we're all in the same. We're all human. You know, we all want the same thing. We all want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I will defend anyone on this planet for them to get that. So I don't think I need to serve in a branch. of service.
I think it goes unsaid, but I can't speak for all veterans, but I can speak for the ones that I served with and that I knew and that I still know now. We couldn't have done what we did without you guys back here. So you might physically have not been there, but everybody, I got thousands of letters when I was over there.
Yeah.
I had thousands. I mean, I got marriage proposals. I got friends.
Well,
I got
when you were in
kids
the
in
Gulf
school.
War, right? The Gulf War, right?
Yeah.
I think I was in middle 6th or 7th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember writing letters,
Yeah.
you know, and we wrote letters to soldiers. So
yeah, they draw pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, it's like things were great, but those were things that I mean, you're physically not there. Like, but if you lived through that time, and with the recent, the 20-year whatever, but with that, there is so much support from average everyday people that I think a person I looked up to and everything, Chris Kyle, he said we went over there to fight them there so that we didn't have to fight them here. Mm-hmm. And while we were over there, we had people that didn't serve that were serving here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're all veterans, the way I see it, on a lot of positions, even people that don't agree with, It turns out that a lot of people may not agree with something, but they always seem to agree, the individuals, and I think Vietnam, I think the people that returned from Vietnam, they took a lot of grief, but when they came back, it was really a watershed moment for the country when they saw the way that they were treated. And everybody, all generations, were like, no more. We will not do that to our
veterans again. Yeah. I agree with you that's kind of when the pivot happened. Like,
that was definitely a shift there. Yeah.
It was a watershed moment. They were like, you know what? We're done. I mean, even the most hardcore anti-war, whatever, were like, I have relatives that were like, you're just going over there to secure the oil, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going over there for, but I'm going.
I'm serving my country. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And doing my job.
I don't know. I can't make those. I can't fix what I didn't break. But here I am. I'm going to be in the middle of it here.
Right.
So, but when I came back, they were like, super supportive, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, even the ones that were like anti everything, military, government, war, all that stuff. And the funny part about it is most veterans are anti-war. Most veterans are like, no, we don't need you.
Of course, you don't want to be deployed and
away from your family.
That's why I was such a big supporter of Trump. Now, I like a lot of things he says, but a lot of things just piss me off. He got us out of that stuff, and he saved a lot of my brothers and sisters. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Shut your mouth, tweet less, stop.
Good luck with that.
Things, but I'm glad you kept us out of those things. You pulled us, I don't know, but I go off on that. But at the same time, you got to remember. I
appreciate that.
I know.
I was gonna say, I appreciate you sharing your feelings on that, man, and your thoughts. So,
thanks, Evelyn. I really appreciate that. Guys, I didn't plan on sharing this stuff going on with my dad. It's definitely it's been tough the last few days. Very tough. I think my mortality has been put before me because the man who's taught me the principles that I live by, his strength is become lesser in a sense, where he's not as strong as he used to be. So it certainly makes me appreciate everything in my life. You those that listen and the prayers, I really appreciate that. I've never met you, Evelyn, but the fact that you're somewhere on this planet, and all those that have actually reached out and said that to me, thank you so much, because I believe you. I believe you say your prayers are for my dad and my family. I believe you, and I really appreciate that. I really do. And that's one of the things I love about crypto is, you can not only send me some Bitcoin if you wanted to, but you can also send your prayers just by us talking about. There's a common thread that we all have here in this community, and I'm talking about the crypto space in general, is that we're all people. We all have fears and pains and suffering. We all suffer as human beings. That's the human condition. But at the end of the day, we all know and appreciate peace, love, joy, and happiness. And we know when it's there in our lives. And if you don't know when it is, when you see it, embrace it, because it doesn't last forever. Nothing lasts forever, as we know. But what does last forever is the legacy that we carry on, and of course, hopefully build. And that's one of the things that I want to do. I want to share the things that my dad shared with me, with anybody that will listen to me. Give love to all, hatred to none. Inspect what you expect. Always do your own research. Belief is the enemy of knowing. These are things that my dad used to tell me growing up, believe it or not. And now here I am on freaking YouTube saying these things, and it sounds very corny. There are quotes and stuff, but these are things that have helped me throughout my life thus far. So I really appreciate those that are offering out the prayers and the kind words. I really do. Words don't even. I don't have the words to tell you how much I appreciate that. So, and I know I have a lot of words. I talk a lot. So, as you guys all know. But guys, we've been going for 3 hours and 13 minutes. That's
Oh, you're done talking? I almost fell asleep.
Yes.
Well, you've been on. I mean, I thought Prado went live too many times, but bro, you're on like Chris Cruz, bro.
Yeah.
9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m. This brother.
I'm just hanging out with friends, man.
I know, man. I'm just joking, bro.
Now
Moki,
you've taken
I
the
appreciate
you've taken the live world by storm, Chris, and
Yeah, brother. You are, man.
I just want to
well-deserved,
show
man.
my support for everybody, and
You're the calm
I
of the storm,
believe
man.
in the
it's received
project.
and it's well received by the community, man. Everybody loves you. I love you, man. It's
Yeah, me too, brother. I love you, man.
Yeah.
You definitely bring that. You're the calm in the storm, as NR had said when he was on that Jameson. He said a lot of things, but but one
But
thing that
he
stuck out
said, man, I love you.
I love you.
I love you
I
too,
love you,
man.
man.
You're like my sugar daddy I never had. Something like that. He said something like that.
You okay, man?
I'm just joking, bro. No, but I'm in all seriousness. You're the calm in the storm, man. Anytime you're on a live, I know it's going to be a good conversation. Because you have the ability to facilitate that. So we really appreciate you, Chris.
Hope so.
And you taking the time, man. Because you definitely bring wisdom when we need it, and you definitely help me. You help me kind of focus and bring the resolve that's most needed. Because you guys know me, I'm a very passionate guy. I say things, but anything that I say, I absolutely mean 100%.
But you're passionate and you say things, stuff like that. You believe in it, but you're honorable about it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I can get behind that.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. I when I
Same
do
with
say,
NR. I mean, NR every once in a while he'll slip, and you too, and me too.
Hey,
we all do.
I'm human, brother.
He's quick to.
Are you
I'm
really?
human.
His
Yeah,
act up
sometimes.
and be like, you know what?
Sometimes.
That's not the way that I want to
Yeah.
be portrayed, and that's not my character.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. We're all human at the end of the day. And guys, we've been going for 3:15 now, 3 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think
I
it's a
appreciate
good,
you. I felt like crap today, this morning. My throat was hurting. I'm just kind of going through some things going on with my dad. But spending time with you has really helped. I feel better. I feel as almost as if there's been some healing going on. So I appreciate you guys, man. I get to do what I love most, man, is talk with my friends, have great conversations, talk about crypto, talk about life. We didn't talk about aliens because there was some whistleblower that came out today or yesterday said that, or I saw it on the news, that the government, is admits to having UFOs. We're going to talk about that, I promise, because I got so much stuff to say about that.
We bring it Sunday, because another thing on Sunday, I want to talk to you because I have a game that I want to play that I think will be pretty neat, but it's going to revolve around Kryptonian.
Oh, snap.
Hmm.
I'm probably going to lose because I never win.
No, you won't be able to. You can't. But
able to play?
You can't lose.
Like,
You
Name
can't
that
be a part of it.
Kryptonian.
like who did Chris? Name the Discord that Kryptonian got banned from?
Yeah.
A, B, or C. One of those.
No,
No, I'm
no,
just
it'll
joking.
be interesting things that people don't even know.
Oh,
That's
snap.
the point.
Well, hold up, man.
And
I
the
sent you that
answers
one
will be
picture.
funny because they'll be close, but you'll see. But you and I need to get together before that.
All right, cool. And on Melifella's next live here in a few days, he goes live Wednesdays, right? Or Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Yeah. I'm going to be donating 25 USD, probably a little more. NR, slow
Are
down.
you really?
Yeah, hold up. I got to watch what I say because he'll match me. And the next thing we're giving away $1,000. So I'm going to give away 25 USD. That's what he does to me,
No.
man. Oh, I'll match you. I'm like, well, I'll match you. And they're like, I'll rate you 5. Next thing you know, I'm out $1,000. But I'm going to give away 25 USD.
Do Melifella Crypto a better way. I know donating and all that kind of stuff, that's very generous. You guys are great. but really pump his channel so he can get monetized.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then they can do super chats, and they can have like a whatever the pool is, or whatever Mellafella for taxes, and YouTube's going to take something out. Maybe he does like 25% of super chats or something, but get him monetized. That would be like giving him a reward and giving the community a reward.
Yeah, he would definitely do something
Great
good
point.
with it, man. He's
But
a
that
good guy.
Sunday one that I'm coming
like
up
Nolan,
with,
man.
buddy, it's going to be about you.
I see the wheels turning.
Yeah, there
5
you go.
questions that you never knew about Kryptonian, and we're gonna get the right answers, the right questions, the right answers, and the wrong answers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I want them to be close enough that people are like, oh, no way. You know, they're all thinking this, and it's really this.
I don't know, man. I've said a lot of stuff about myself, man.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
a
it'll be
lot.
5 questions, 4 answers, and it'll be interactive with the chat. So they'll have to put in, I think it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then whichever one's right, it tallies it up and then gives us a leaderboard.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So
All right.
trivia.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. What's up, Prado,
What's up,
man?
Dan?
Of course, we try to wait until you. We're trying to get you to wake up, man. You finally woke up, bro. Cash Alive, man. I appreciate you tuning in. I know you get you something to do while you're brushing your teeth, smoking a cigarette, popping a squat, whatever you're doing in the morning.
We were waiting for you, Daniel. We were waiting for you.
Yeah,
to
we're
come
waiting
on,
for you,
man.
bro. But good to see you, Dan. Good to see you, Dan, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. And thank you, Ty. Thank you, Ty. I really appreciate that so much. I really do, guys. I really do. I told my dad that I'm on YouTube, and he's like, "What's that?" That my dad's 77 years old. He's like, "That's cool." I mean, I guess if you got something to do, but what he doesn't know that for about the last year right now, I've been speaking his wisdom, at least what I feel is wisdom, to those that would listen. So it's a way that I can pay it forward. Man, my dad is, he was a Vietnam vet, PTSD, the worst of the worst kind. And I'm glad I got to, I've been able to share what he shared with me throughout his life, so I'm happy about that. And thanks, Biz, man. It was a great show, man. It was fun. A lot of fun, guys. I hadn't been on in a while. I'm glad my first night back, I got to spend it with you guys, man, 100%. So with that being said, any last words, Chris,
No, I just, good night, good friends, all that. What's tomorrow? Thursday. So Greek is going to be live tomorrow.
Yep.
He's doing his live. And then, I think maybe Daniel does something during the day. I don't know of any AMAs or anything. Don't you, yeah, I don't know of any.
Well, Daniel's probably going to go live at least 3 times tomorrow. That's what he does.
Yeah.
But
And he'll
he
probably
does
go
it. But he
right before Greek.
Yeah, great. But he does. He just makes sure he doesn't. He's really good at not overlapping. So we appreciate you, Daniel. 100%,
Yeah, he does
bro.
do that. He makes
He's
sure
very
he
considerate.
tells his audience that
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
when he's actually on there, he's like, I got to make sure that we don't. I mean, he even said the other night, and you popped in and said that you wouldn't have your Monday night. So
I happened to pop in. I wasn't feeling good at all, man. And I was like, hey, and I at least owe him that because I don't want him to think he can't go out longer.
Right.
So. But and I want him to make sure he's able to get his information out and talk to the community because he's killing it, man. He's getting 200+ views, man. People chiming in. You're killing it, DP. You're killing it, bro. My hat goes off to you, man. But what about you, NR? What you got going on, man? Any last words?
Nah, man. Just as everybody said in the comments, man. Thoughts and prayers for you, your family,
Appreciate
your
it,
dad. Good luck with the engagement tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, guys. I will let you know
some good news.
So who goes live tomorrow night?
Greek.
Yeah, Greek.
Yeah,
Greek,
7 o'clock.
believe.
I think
Yeah.
7 Central or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think he's a little later. I thought it was like I don't know. Yeah, 7 Central.
Usually
8
he's
o'clock
7
time.
Central, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
if
Usually
allowed,
he
if I
starts
get the
at
news, maybe he'll let me bring it. Come up and talk about it. If not,
Right
I'll throw it
on.
in the comments. But
Greek won't let you on. You know how
Yeah.
he doesn't like you.
he does. Yeah, it's his night. Guys, have you guys noticed that? Like he's always like, "Never fear, Greek is here," but no one's ever there for him in his
I'm
and he won't let us.
always there for him.
No,
there was one time.
No, I'm talking
one
about he won't
time
let us on the
last
show. He won't let us on the show. Like,
No, he does. He does. He 'cause
does,
I came
yeah.
on last week. He sent something out in that group, and he said, "I'm backstage." So I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I went on there, and I was like, "Are you good and everything?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What? Why?" I was like, oh, I thought he said he was doing his live by himself. And I said, for some reason, I thought you wanted to just do it by yourself. He said, no, I don't know where that came from. That people have been saying that to me. And I'm like, oh, so.
Nah, he's always that guy, you know?
Yeah, he
Frank's
always
always that
people
guy.
in there with him.
Yeah, he's always that guy. So, but yeah, man, like I said, good luck with the proposal tomorrow. Hopefully you get good news. And yeah, to everybody watching, I, as Kryptonian has already said, time's the most valuable thing that you guys have, and we appreciate you spending it here with us. And you know, I'm just blessed to be able to hang out with these two guys and be able to feed off of them and learn as well at the same time.
I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave you guys with something my dad used to tell me all the time. He used to tell me that there are 2 days a year with nothing, in which nothing can be done. One is named yesterday, and the other is named tomorrow.